Welcome to the Sprawl End User, and this is our first session, Null Hypothesis Part 1, Occam's Razor. So I know you guys can see it on the screen, or I hope you can see it on the screen, but please note that unless specified otherwise, a call for a roll is just one for the party. And just make sure that you guys come to a consensus and before anyone just kind of jumps the rules, and then we have those situations where someone says, oh my gosh, I have a better roll than that, I should have rolled, or it made more sense for my character to roll even if I'm not as good, stuff like that. I do encourage everyone to really get into character. The system is about making things dramatic, cinematic, and we will get to introductions, but before that, we've got this. Breaking news with NBN. Jack the Ripper's reign of mayhem continues. The NAPD was once again too late, coming upon a scene at 2 a.m. southeast of Neo Broadway. The exclusive footage, too gruesome to show on general broadcast. On the hour, each hour, we'll bring you updates and expert speculation on the nature of the crimes, their similarities to the original Jack the Ripper, and our Jack's possible motives. Visit our premium uncensored network feed for the full shocking details. Half off for the remainder of the month. Viewer discretion is advised. So that was yesterday morning. There is a killer on the loose in New Angeles. Not a lot of details that you guys know. Just lots of speculation, lots of, unfortunately, a lot of memes. People not taking it as seriously as they should. However, it looks like the Cruiser app has set you guys up. And also for our viewers, the Cruiser app is basically what looks like a hookup app to the rest of the populace, but is actually an app that matches mercenaries and other independent contractors for various jobs. It's not an employer, but it hooks you up with employers. And without further ado, Cruiser link complete. Your assembled crew for this assignment. Now, going from top to bottom, introduce your characters, and once introductions have been completed, we'll go to the next step. So, first up, Katya, Alloy.
Alright, Katya Petrikov, or Alloy. She is of Russian descent, looks very much chromed. That's the first thing you notice about her. Her eyes are mirrored, and there's just hints of muscle grafts and augmentation throughout her body, and typically seen being armed. Her face is pretty stoic and impassive. She is a killer by trade, and it shows.
Alright, good to know. Glad she's on our side. Next up is Ulysses.
So, Ulysses, born in Midwest America, is somewhat of a short man, about 5'4", but compensates for that by being very stout, very wide for his build. He looks to be Caucasian, maybe with a little bit of Latino in there, but he's pretty stoic, and he kind of looks out of place for a modern century, being in sort of old clothes that don't fit him.
Basically, all these things
era.
are right in your avatar. I think you picked the perfect avatar for that.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure that is Ulysses' physical description. Here you go.
And what does he do?
He is a tech. He is a bit of a pyrotechnic and a bit of a gunsmith. He actually used to work for Wayland as a weapons designer, and that's part of his backstory. But up in America, he used to work for an old, smaller corporation, and then he got picked up by Wayland and moved down to New Angeles, which is why he's here.
Alright, next up is Ariadna, aka Ghost.
So Ariadna is, you can tell she is Latin American, even though like a paler, she's paler than most. She's a hacker for a living. What she does best is usually just break into like some of the megacorps like databases and steal like a bunch of information and then sell it to whoever's the highest bidder. She usually walks around, which can and probably has already got her into trouble. She, which she's pretty adamant about. She tends to go around she tends to rock an undercut, which exposes some of like the cyber implants that helps her hack. That's why her eyes are also like kind of like in a natural green. It kind of gives away the neuro implants that she has. And she's usually seen wearing like a leather jacket with a Union Jack shirt underneath, like a very punk vibe that she gives off.
Cool. Next up is Guy.
Guy is a driver. He usually works for one of the larger gangs in Los Angeles, the 14K. He's a very skeletal dude, very thin. He's reliable.
Is he an addict? Like, how did he get so thin?
He used to be.
Ah, okay.
I say he's pretty much cleaned himself up and kind of become more addicted to driving than anything else. He's gotten a really nice ride from 14K, and so he was introduced to the crew through Ulysses, since Ulysses was the one who mounted the gun on Abaddon, our ride for the game, and yeah.
Alright, just making sure that the car is there. And just a small aside, it's actually Abaddon. But don't worry,
okay.
I've pronounced it Abaddon for ages too, but it was pointed out to me and confirmed that it's actually Abaddon. Last but not least, we've got Clara, Vixen.
Hi, I'm going to be playing Clara. She happens to be new to the city of New Angeles, and true to her name, or true to her backstory, is now a fixer trying to just make a living for herself and for those that she cares about, and now she's just willing to do just about what she can in order to provide for those that she cares for. She is of Korean descent with messy red hair, and she happens to be at around 5'6" or so, and just happens to have a muscular build. You could tell that right now she's pretty stern, but very playful. She's got very playful undertones. And that'll be it for Clara.
Annyeonghaseyo. Does she speak any Korean? No.
No, unfortunately not.
No worries.
I, as a player, speak Spanish, but unfortunately, I do not have the brain cells to speak Korean.
No worries.
Welcome.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys have been linked through Cruiser, and the app tells you to expect a call, and sure enough. Each of your pads light up. If you're not familiar with the pads in this setting, it's the PAD personal access device. So it's what a lot of people use to access the network. But of course, that's like very base level, not something that hackers have their skulljacks and things like that. Alright, so you see two faces appear on the screen. A pale bioroid in a trench coat emblazoned with an NAPD badge, and a swarthy man with dark hair and body armor. The bioroid speaks first. Hello, independent contractors. I am NAPD Detective 2X3A7C, also known as Floyd. I gathered your names and contact info through what I believe you refer to as the grapevine. I noticed that several of you have significant gaps in the dossiers I was able to peruse. However, an exhaustive background check has been waived. As you have undoubtedly heard, the NAPD is leveraging all resources in apprehending the serial killer currently nicknamed Jack. Should you accept a short-term contract with the NAPD, I will serve as your official liaison with the department. I will not be assisting you in the field, however. That will be left to my associate. At that, the man introduces himself. Niels Fortuyn, bounty hunter. NAPD might not be the best boss, but they're far from the worst. The pay is good, and would be taking a sick killer off the streets. So, what say you? Alright, so this is the whole section on getting paid. So negotiating how you want to do this. So if you look over at your journal, you will see handouts. So check out starting... Oh, I forgot a step. Oops. We're going to have to scroll back. Hold that thought. We need to do starting links real quick. So...
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna
I was wondering,
back here.
because...
Yeah, I missed my own note there. Okay, so we're going to go back to everybody. And so just going down the list, check the instructions on the starting links handout. And let's build some connections that you guys have had. And I think you guys, Alloy and Ulysses, already have one built in.
Yeah, we do. So I don't know if that counts with this, but more or less.
Yeah, this is a
escaping...
way to make it a mechanical effect as well.
Gotcha. More or less, I think what we'd come up with is they escape Wayland together because they're both being hunted by them for cybernetics or various reasons, and then ended up working together a bit on some underground railroady type projects.
Yep.
I don't know how much we
Both.
want to say out of game right now versus people find out in game, or
Yeah, sure.
balance
I mean,
that,
whatever
but-
you're comfortable with.
Fair.
Just,
I'm-
a short summary just like that is actually perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything to add, Ulysses?
No, you definitely got down. We're both working for the railroad, or at least were working for the railroad before things got out of hand.
So I just put the harm clock. That actually is Wayland's clock. I will rename
Okay,
that.
the corporate one.
Yeah, the corporate clock. So, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Ulysses.
Yeah, we're definitely working together because I was your weapons tech in Wayland, and we both agreed that things weren't going good there, and we both agreed that we needed to get out of Wayland, which is why we're now here working as, well, we're called runners, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can call yourselves whatever you want, really.
Yeah, but
yeah. And then I think part of our other link was we got a hacker to help us scrub our records.
yep.
Hello.
Yeah. So, let me actually do something real quick. All right, so we've got two things on the Wayland clock there, and don't forget to change your links on your sheet. And now we're making a link from Ulysses to Ariadna.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Ulysses, knowing that if they were to get away from Wayland, we need to scrub their records of anything connecting to them, because we had cybernetics from Wayland. They could use that to track us. So we had to get in contact with somebody who could scrub those records, scrub any identifying marks on the cybernetics and the like. So we had to contact the hacker, which is Ghost.
He.
Um,
Hello.
So contacted her, and she scrubbed everything. Right?
You basically do not exist now.
All right, so let's say this, though. You definitely were able to help with that, so we can roll back the Wayland clock. However, I would say that you needed to get some... You needed some help with that, because this is one of the big four. They're no slouch. So who do you think you actually called in some favors from? A gang or another corporation to push down the Wayland clock for those two?
I mean, I was thinking maybe 14K because they're running a lot. That would be Alloy's suggestion, at least.
Yeah, so what do you think, Ariadna?
Hang on. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so Ariadna, now it's your turn. Starting link with the next person down the line.
Which would be, give me a moment. Guy, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so what I had in mind is that recently Ariadna uh got her broke it into one of the Big Four's servers. I'm thinking Jinteki, something that's probably like for her it's very like standard. Get in, fucking grab as many things that you think are interesting, get out, then look for buyers on the market. However, she's because of this, she has gotten herself a massive target painted on her back.
Yep. Okay. So,
So,
Guy, how did you help out with that?
So you are muted if you're talking.
Has
Hey,
the whole
guys, you
group
can-
been, yeah, sorry.
Oh, now I
Has
can
the
hear
whole
you.
group has the whole group been introduced for quite a while? As like, would Ariana know Ulysses? Because I think during character creation, me and
Yeah.
Ulysses were talking having a link based on Ulysses mounting the autocannon on
yeah,
that.
Ariadna helped Ulysses scrub Ulysses' identity clean off the net, basically.
Could stage some sort of vehicle crash to fake Ariadne's body death. Maybe if you need to help clear some heat.
That
You know
works.
that would explain how Jinteki hasn't killed her, and there's only
Yeah.
15 o'clock on the corporate clock for her. So okay, cool, I like it. So Guy, starting link with the next person down the line. So you're linked to Vixen.
And Vixen is the reporter, correct?
No, the
The
fixer.
fixer.
Is the fixer. Oh man. Well, I guess I'm a driver, and I've been driving for 14K, and fixer. Sorry, what was your character again, Vixen? What was your backstory?
She is essentially a fixer new to the city of New Angeles. The hell? Anyways, she's a fixer new to the city of New Angeles, and essentially, she is currently working for a senior fixer. So perhaps it could be that you may have worked for her associate beforehand, and now, through friend of a friend, you are supposedly introduced to one another.
Yeah, sure. If it, like, does that work? Just like a loose association? Will you have had to have done a job together?
Oh, so we're actually in the step called starting links. So if you go to your handouts, there's a starting link handout. So basically, we're just following this final character creation step. So basically, you guys have to talk about a job that the next person down the line helped you with, and then that would increase the corporate or gang clock. So you drew some heat because of this.
Okay.
Okay. Well, on my end, I know that Vixen would be likely to take about any job that it could, would be likely to take about any job that, was likely given her away. But it could be that, essentially, for the moment, Vixen has been sort of trying to. It could have been a job where Vixen was supposedly hired to perhaps essentially a fixer is a person who essentially connects one person to another. It could be that through a friend of a friend, if you needed that a deal had gone wrong, and it could be that I sort of had to jump in and sort of do my contacts work for me. And so it could be that in the past we had perhaps you had helped me escape and or flee from a job gone wrong against trying to take some secrets from Jinteki.
Oh,
Sure.
Jinteki, okay.
I mean, most of my jobs that I would have taken prior to this would have been like running drugs for 14K or, you
Well,
know, like even doing rip and runs against rival gangs. So I'm just trying to think of a way that a fixer could actually be used in a job like that.
I mean, if you need anybody taken care of, we can discuss that.
Right.
Perhaps it could be somebody who essentially was getting, trying to overstep their boundaries, or perhaps had double-crossed one of the gangs that you perhaps may have been hired for.
Sure.
All right, sounds good. I advanced the Jinteki clock. So the final link is Clara to Alloy. Vixen to Alloy.
Perhaps it could be that going more towards the gang sort of going more towards the gang sort of like vibe at the moment. It could be that Clara was sort of to let's just say would it be possible to say that the gangs have been trying to okay.
I mean, if you rubbed a gang the wrong way and needed some heat taken
Actually,
off you,
that would be very helpful in my case. I had previously dealt with a small-time gang outside on the outskirts of New Angeles, startup gang called the Joy Droppers. When I came, absolutely needed to, sort of escape for a bit. So, is there any way you could have perhaps helped me with that?
I would
Either
imagine
by
so. Also, just depending on the mission, if there's if there's a key target or two that needs to be taken down, that would be an easy way to do it. Or if you had someone specifically from the gang that had it out for you or something like that.
So it sounds like this is the way that instead of the Joy Droppers having a full corporate clock, like having a bead on Vixen, maybe you took care of a team that almost pinned her down and it kind of almost wiped the slate clean, but right now the clock is at 15 o'clock.
Good. Bought some time at least.
Yeah. All right, so don't forget, for the person that was above you, each of you takes +1 links with that character. And we will get back to Floyd and Nils. Alright, so these two introduce themselves. Now, each of you needs to state the amount of creds that you're staking in this mission. So that ranges from 1 to 3, and this represents the amount of resources and reputation you're putting on the line. And it also determines the amount of creds you receive at the end of the mission. So keep in mind that for each PC staking 3 creds, the stakes are raised and the legwork and action clocks begin to advance. So basically this means that you're putting a lot of things on the line and you're drawing attention. So it also increases the risk of the job.
I want to go for 3 so badly.
Alright, just remember, it's totally valid to do, but it is going to raise those clocks. You're going to get some attention.
Right.
For Ulysses, this job isn't that different from other jobs. He isn't going to risk his entire livelihood on it, but he is going to put effort into it.
Okay.
This isn't just going to be something one-off. It is fairly important.
Right.
Yeah, I think Ariadna has that mentality too, but it leans more to I want money, so I'm gonna wage too.
Alloy has a bit of a, not personal stake in this, but she has qualms over serial killing and just sort of indiscriminate, innocent murder. So she's very invested in this.
Okay.
Sorry, how many creds do we start with?
You start with 5.
If
So do remember, if the action clock hits midnight, the mission fails. It doesn't mean that like everything's over. You guys get to kind of cinematically decide on kind of what happens along with the hard move that I will be making. But
Okay.
you've got the legwork clock, which is you guys trying to suss out details. Well, we'll get into that more later. But yeah, so I don't think I see any more 3 cred wagers. Yeah.
Yeah, I think on my end, Clara is sort of trying to get a feel for the city, trying to understand how, the jobs are sort of like laid out and how they work. And in this case, she's too hard, but at the same time, she's not going to skimp out and risk, underestimating the mission.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so now we need to get a roll in. So it's getting paid, and you can check out the handout there. And we need one person in the group.
Tommy, is it get the job or
What's that?
get the job or getting paid?
Oh, right, yeah.
Sorry, I'm like, we can just
No, you're
get
right.
paid, but
Kidding.
I mean,
Good
I
job.
would love to. I love free money.
Wow, you
Yeah.
guys skipped right through. Bam! Getting paid.
Wow.
we
So-
negotiated that really well.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
see you guys.
Yeah,
So
see ya.
if the job is edge-based, I don't know if anyone feels particularly talky, but Alloy's definitely not going to volunteer here.
Let's.
Ariana could talk, but it's probably gonna get us in trouble.
I mean,
So-
I would lean towards our fixer would probably be a good...
This is the stat is edge, correct? I apologize. This is a completely
Yeah.
new system for me.
No, you're
Same,
Uh,
same here.
for me too.
Well, in that case, I've got. I think that is my strongest stat. So
What's
Yeah,
your modifier on it? I'm just curious.
2.
2. All right.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
By all means.
All right.
Absolutely.
Try and get us some good money for this job.
Okay, Tommy, can I clarify something? So do I have a link with Vixen then, and Ulysses has one with me? That's how that worked?
Yeah. hmm
Okay. So if I
Alright.
wanted to try and help her interfere on the get the job roll, can I? Is that, like, allowed? I didn't know if roll-wise.
Oh, yeah. I think you can do a help roll on that. Sure. So go ahead. Yeah. Roll the help roll first, and role play how you are doing that.
In this case, because she is just a little bit smaller and doesn't seem to be that much of an imposing figure, I'd just like to do the somewhat typical, just stand behind her, arms crossed, can't see where she's looking because no pupils, and just kind of a uneasy but unsettling presence that you want on your side
Okay.
to help
Oh,
convince
that'll
them
be
that.
perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so do I just roll the links then?
Mhm.
Did it go?
Oh, now it did.
Oof. Not great. Oof.
No.
Hey, that's how it goes.
Good try though.
All right. So in this case, now I would just roll my edge, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Forward would be 0, correct?
Yeah, there was no benefit from that roll.
Gotcha. Oh, that'll be 9.
All right. So choose one from the list below.
The list below. Where is the list found?
Go to handouts, basic moves,
Handouts.
and go to get the job.
Get the job. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. All right,
No problem.
so
A quick question. My link was with Clara, right?
No, it's the person above you. So yours
Okay,
was.
so that was Ariadna.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
okay.
So,
So I guess from the list below, you know what? Since we're going to be sponsored by, the police department, let's go ahead and choose. The employer provides useful assets.
Okay.
here. Cool.
Yeah, here.
Sure. So one of the things with the Intel and Gear tabs, you guys can hold on to it. In other words, this is kind of the way where your character gets to be super competent, and I'm not saying that you're incompetent, but what I mean is that, you know, it's not
They
like we're
think
Navy
and plan
SEALs.
ahead.
You know, yeah, exactly. So we're not going to think of all the things that someone who really is in this universe would think of. So there'll be times where you're in a situation where you're like, oh my gosh, I know I would have brought a grappling hook. Can I have a grappling hook? And I say, well, if you've got a gear tag, sure. Your character brought it with you. So yeah, you've got a gear tag now. So just remember
Oh,
that.
perfect. Gotcha.
All right.
Any tags? Where are the tags noted as well, by the way?
Well, you can put them just on your sheet. There's
Okay,
a
will do.
notes portion.
Perfect. Thank you.
There is one also for intel and gear. It's right under credits.
Ah, gotcha.
All right, so the message ends with Niels' address, and yeah. Do you guys want to ask him anything before you guys go, or?
So, this job, do you have a starting place for us, or do you know anything beforehand?
Niels will explain once you're at his residence. We do not trust this connection completely.
Yeah,
Okay,
understandable.
In that case, if the connection is safe, we'll do our best to get to your place, to get to the arranged meeting place on time. We'll discuss further details then.
All right. See you soon. And with that, it doesn't take you too long. He actually gives pretty good directions. You don't get lost. And you get to Niels' apartment. Excuse the mess. I wasn't expecting Floyd to put together a team so quickly. Niels takes a moment to clear a half-eaten meal and the worst of the mess away to give you room to sit. One thing that immediately draws your attention are the sets of printed books, a rare sight outside of RISTI private collections. Oh, I should mention some of the slang terminology. RISTI is short for aristocrat. So you've got
Gotcha.
the disenfranchistos and the RISTIs on the opposite ends of the spectrum. So, those are from the Albertianora. There's some information regarding the original Jack the Ripper from before the blackout. There might be some clues about Oz in those old dusty pages. I just haven't had a chance to read through them all yet. Speaking of which, the first order of business. Niels turns to a large vid screen on the far wall. With a wave of his hand, the screen comes to life with a map of New Angeles. These mark the locations of Jack's victims, 21 that are known of so far, over the course of 6 months. But these may only be the ones that the NAPD has linked to the case so far. Of these, a third were revealed by an anonymous tip, allowing the authorities to arrive quickly and seemingly cut short the butchering. My theory: I think the anonymous tip are the killer himself. However, the NAPD are convinced it is a third party who they are also spending resources in discovering. Waste of time if you ask me. We have a saying where I'm from. Die Berge het 'n muis gebaar. The mountains gave birth to a mouse. A lot of work and nothing to show for it. Alright, so you guys have this map of New Angeles, and this is kind of a freeform section here. How would you guys go about trying to find a pattern with these locations? And basically what you're trying to do is maybe somehow get a bead on where the next killing might take place.
Well,
I see a couple things from this. There are 2 districts that are untouched, and the killings seem to jump from side to side of the city. It goes from central to north to south. So either someone is purposely moving throughout the city very far in between, or as the NAPD is convinced, there may be multiple operatives here.
well, from what I remember from my childhood, I used to have books too of history and the like. Jack was a very specific killer. I'm gonna go look in these books and see if the pattern of his killings are matching up to the pattern of these killings. See if there's any correlation there, and see if we can go from there.
All right, sounds good. All right.
Beat me to it.
So, what kind of role are you thinking that you're doing here? Well, I guess this would be an assess. So,
I thought it would be research.
or research, yeah, derp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's
research.
something my character's good at. I was about to say.
Yeah.
I was about to say, oh no, I don't have any edge. Okay, yeah, let me go roll that. So I just click on it. I don't have any forward, so
Ooh. All right,
wowzer.
lots of options
Ooh.
there.
Oh, nice.
So I pick 3 questions for.
So you take intel
Oh.
that you can save for later, and now you've got
Yeah.
3 questions.
No, I get 2. He'll answer 1 question and then answer a follow-up question. That's what it says. So my first
yeah.
question was, is there a pattern correlating to the original Jack the Ripper killings to these killings?
No, actually.
How about? Okay. Well, looking at this map, is there seem to be a relationship between how he jumps from one killing to the next?
Yes.
Could we modify the question to be like, where would I find his next area that he's going, or something like that, from what you read?
Yeah, you're pretty sure that. Let's say this. It seems to be that. You got a 10, so you're pretty sure that actually it's going to happen a little bit, maybe around the Old Town area.
Well, there doesn't seem to be much connecting him to the original Jack the Ripper, but he does seem to have a pattern here. I would wager that it's going to go down in the Old Town area.
I could go
So-
scout it out.
From what I recall of the original Jack the Ripper, he used to go after working girls and usually would try to harvest their internal organs. So I would assume that if there's no similarities to this current case, it isn't currently just one demographic that our killer is currently targeting, correct?
Correct. So actually, that is a very good point. So one of the things that you notice is that there have been reports of tissue harvesting, but these have mostly been dealing with the throat and the head. 2/3 of the victims have actually been male.
Oh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Which
That is interesting, yes. One would assume that perhaps our killer isn't exactly picking somebody, sizing them up, choosing the more notable sort of people who just might be in more of a physical, I would assume, disadvantage. Usually people would seek to, if it's organ harm, one would assume that one would go for the weak, the impaired, but if they happen to be like average male victims, well then one would assume that our killer isn't concerned with overpowering them, correct?
So actually, it looks like this might be another research check.
Oh,
Yes.
would that be on my end?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I'll give you +1 forward because of the line of thinking.
Gotcha. Okay. In order to make a research check, that would be a mind, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Right. May not be my best stat, but might as well try it out.
All right. You do get something
Oh.
though.
Perfect. Okay, so let me head over to research. Would this be under assess?
Research.
Oh no, research. Gotcha. I see. I would say. Okay. I would say. I'm gonna ask. Would I be able to? The question, who or what is related to X? Would I be able to sort of try to find a? Would I be able to sort of like assess the common link, or the lack thereof of the victims, to assess if these are targeted people or if it's just random killings? Because due to the large number of people, I would assume that nobody really has this amount of grudges, but you never know in New Angeles.
Right. Sure. The problem is that I can't give too much away without an actual, like, specific question.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like the way you think,
Right.
so.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Call me off, I'm out of line, but I'm fairly sure the question is there a common link between the victims?
That's a good one. Do you want to go with that?
Sure, I'll go with that.
Okay, so at this, Neil says, unfortunately the NAPD has not been forthcoming with all of the files. I don't know why. It sounds like there is some office scuttlebutt that Floyd is not able to tell me about. However, there have been rumors that each of the victims, the men and women, have been in the peak of health. And the other rumor
Were they
has
chromed?
been that they have all been more attractive than average.
Interesting.
Very.
Perhaps.
I've noticed the one of the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just having a side comment.
Is I'm noticing that one of the districts that has been recently untouched by Jack the Ripper is where Jinteki Biotech is.
That is
The
true.
Nihongai district.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. It seems like Nihongai has been given a wide berth.
Are the two
on the other
untouched
hand-
districts, Nihongai and the Rutherford district, do these happen to be like the more populated districts? The ones that may have more witnesses?
The big thing with Nihongai is that that's Jinteki's district. So
Right,
it's
right.
like Little Japan.
Gotcha.
And the first murder took place right next to Nihongai.
Near the university.
Interesting.
So we have a killer that dislikes beauty, and he's going to be in Old Town.
I say we go scout it out.
Good idea.
Sounds like a good first step as any.
All right, so you guys are heading for Old Town. So you will arrive at your destination in approximately 12 minutes. That is your onboard AI. Maybe that was a Baden. Yeah, that's right. You guys are in a Baden. I should have given him a cooler voice. But you guys can get there faster if you want. You don't have to. If you don't want to make a roll, you'll get there in 12 minutes, no problem. However, if you want to drive faster,
I feel like that's up to our
can
driver.
Do, yeah, you can do an edge check to get there faster. It's up to you if you want to risk it or not, though.
Good question.
Or it.
Did we shave the 2 minutes off the time?
You did. Yeah, that's right. You guys got Old Town. That is correct.
Ooh.
So you've already shaved 2 minutes off. So the onboard, so Abaddon is saying, oh, you'll be there in 12 minutes. You're like, oh, watch me. So 10 minutes right now, but you can make it even quicker.
Floret.
Sure. How do I actually make a roll in this game?
Oh, so it's via your sheets.
My sheets?
Next to your modifiers, there's like this little dice icon.
Oh, I see. Okay, and what is that? That's edge?
Yeah, don't forget though, you're a driver, so you should have some special
Second pin.
allowances and moves and things like that that might affect things here. I mean, I'm not sure, but don't forget, you guys are going to be the experts for your custom moves.
What was I supposed to come? So what am I supposed to... Sorry, I'm totally new at this.
Oh, no worries. And like I said, we're all new. I've played a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse, so there will be times where I will name things by the wrong name, because the beauty of this system is that all the systems are similar, but because of that similarity, it's really easy for me to confuse the names of stuff. So, yeah, don't worry about it. We're all kind of in the same boat. So here we have you in Abaddon, and you're trying to drive to Old Town pretty fast. And if you've got some moves in your playbook that can change that, feel free to use them. Otherwise, we can just do a standard edge check. Someone also may want to do an assist check, help check. And I know that, who's got the link with you? I think it's...
I think it may be me.
Yeah, so maybe you know of some good routes, or...
Sure.
I don't
Hey,
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
so second skin is when you act under pressure, you roll cool plus your car's power. So I don't know if you would have this factor in because it's a time crunch or not, but I think that's all the basic driver gets, at least.
Yeah, I mean, if that's a better role for you, I can definitely work with
Cool.
that.
Yeah, cool is a far better role.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
And then
Definitely,
your car
because
has
as a
2 power,
driver,
right?
you know, you're weaving in and out, you're going outside of the designated sky lanes.
Here, let me go ahead and...
Jesus Christ, guy.
Oh, shit!
Well, so before we decide, though, Clara was going to roll a help roll, so that
Yes.
you may get a +1.
Shit!
Oh, man,
Rip.
that's too bad. So we've got 15 minutes on the clock, unfortunately. Actually, so describe what happened. How did you screw this up?
I would say that Clara rode shotgun. Tried to. Is there a could it be said that a GPS system is in place?
Yeah. Oh, I do want to remind you guys. Don't forget, you've got intel and you've got gear. So
Ooh.
If we're allowing... Sorry.
well, what I'm saying is that you could, if you wanted. I mean, these are the things where retroactively adding things is actually okay because it's part of the economy of the system. So you just missed by 1 point.
If I could jump in here, he didn't add his car's power to that, so we're at an 8.
Oh,
Oh!
That's why I wanted
Okay.
to hop in. Sorry.
all right,
Oh, no,
awesome. So 25% less time, 7.5 minutes. Good.
All right. This is.
Because we got the
Honestly,
horsepower.
Yeah.
We shaved off. We shaved off a good amount of time, and I would say this is a great learning experience.
Yeah, and Katya as the backseat driver is like, "Hey, hold up, this." And maybe
He
like,
got the e-brake on. Just,
yeah. All right. So
I usually put that under forward when I'm doing a roll then for my power to rolls.
That'd
There-
probably be easiest.
yeah, there might be a way to bake that in with the moves. I'm not sure, but I'll check that out later.
I bet you could do it from the car page itself if we want to work on it after game.
Yeah, that's a good one. I did make a sheet for Abaddon, so you might need to fill that out. So anyway, you guys are heading towards Old Town, the Undercity entrance, and it is a really tight fit.
All right, this is a cramped hover car, right?
Like, Harland is probably squeezed in between two people in the back because he's probably the tiniest one in the group at 5'4".
So actually, while you guys are doing this, you are hooked in with NAPD, and they have announced it sounds like there's been another killing in Old Town, and you're the closest people to it. Get a move on.
Interesting.
Oh shit! All right. Okay.
Okay.
Put the metal to the pedal to the other metal.
Driving about as fast as I can, guys.
Grab faster.
We are temporary cops. We cannot be arrested. That's how the law works, right?
We could throw a couple guys out the window and get some of them. You guys some space too at the same time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know. I'm going to use reveal knowledge because of that intel I got.
Okay, sure. How do you want to use it?
So, Harlan goes, "Guy, I'm pretty sure I know where the killing's where I think it may be. I'm pretty sure I know where the guy may be going. Maybe we can cut him off." Does that sound good?
Sound as a plan as any.
Let's
Yeah.
go with this hunch.
So, yeah, I say that, and I'm using up my intel to give him a +1 forward.
All right, sounds good.
Got real silent.
I'm just waiting for the roll.
So is this another car roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be the same cool check
Cool.
with the power.
Yep, I gave you a +1 forward as well for my intel.
Okay, so I have.
Nice.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Describe
go.
describe how you do this. Like you're going in between like this tight, area.
Sure. So I'm flying through all these cars right in the air, and I'm flying through all these like tower complexes. But then he tells me where to go, so I just fly off to the side, and I go through like an alley to go closer to the ground because we're going on like a couple skywalks. It's barely scraping through, but I'm a great driver, and it pays off.
All right. So an address has even been fed to you. Has been fed to the NAPD.
Oh, so we can get like right to where this is happening?
Yep. Or it looks like where it happened. You do
Fair.
find an apartment, and this is what you see when you. Well, actually, how do you guys enter? I'm just curious.
I mean, if this is a hover car, Aloe would like to jump off on the roof and flip on the thermographic eyes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when you do that, you see a warm spot that's not moving.
Oh boy. She'll call up her comms, we've got the body getting cold, and start heading to it.
Yep. Ulysses jumps after, pulling out his double side by side as he does it.
The killer is probably still on the loose. We should keep an eye out.
There.
Question. Is this area heavily monitored, like cameras and stuff like that?
That is a very good question. It depends, actually. It really depends. But if you want to hold on to that question when we move into the apartment,
Sure.
we can do
Sure.
that. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things where the entire city is monitored, basically.
Right.
To what
but
level is, it's kind of like, this is
Who has the
Old
time to go
Town.
through the footage?
Yeah, so Old Town is a little bit different from some of the more hoity-toity parts of the city, but it's
Right.
definitely something to think about.
Right. Yeah, that's why my question was less, are there cameras, yes or no, and more like, how many cameras are there?
Okay, good clarification. So there are cameras, but less than you would see in other districts.
Gotcha.
And this is what
Gotcha.
Katya comes across and what the rest of you see as you get in. All right.
Oh,
So you guys shaved some mucho time. You did arrive here in less than 7 minutes. Everyone gains +2 forward.
Nice.
So
perfect.
what we need to do is everyone needs to make an assess check. But
Okay.
before you start rolling, I need to know exactly what you're assessing. Because in other words, two people can't assess the same thing or same aspect of the scene. So you guys are in CSI mode. You need to pick what you're actually doing. And I'll also allow one first aid check to really get into what happened to this guy. But you know, like from what you see, he's dead, and also the side of the face that you can't see, his skull has been sliced open.
Okay, so the first thing I want to assess is I want to see if there's any electronics in him, like cybernetics and that's the kind of stuff, and see if there's any something like a black box or something along those lines that I can get.
Okay, that's a good one. So yeah, go ahead and so before everyone rolls though, let's kind of see what everyone is kind of
looking at.
Actually, no. We can do this sequentially because some of your rolls will influence what the rest of you guys are doing. So that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll that. So +2 forward.
All right, give me a moment. That's assess. 2 forward. Okay. Yeah, not great.
Oh no, that's too bad. But
all right.
I mean, you can see some cybernetics, but you don't think that there was a black box, unfortunately.
Right. I know it's not a good result, but any trademarks that I can spot?
Well, let's see. Let's look at your options. Maybe there might be some options with the miss that still might happen with this. Double check. There are not.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really say too much about that.
Fair. That's fair.
Okay. On my end, I would like to use my check in order to gather information about the weapons used, about, what exactly was sort of used to attack the victim. If I could see any, if it's just that I see that slice the man in half, or does there also happen to be any gunshot nearby? No?
Yeah, let's see what the assess gives. Good
And
question.
a forward 2. Thank you.
Yeah, this guy is still warm, so you guys got really fast. Woo, nice.
Oh, nice.
All right, so lots of options. So,
Okay. All right. So, the first thing I would like to sort of see what weapons were used in this murder.
all right. So, maybe as a fixer, you've come across this weapon, but you know exactly what it is. It was a charged crystal retractable razor. So it's a versatile weapon that is quite vicious when the blade is extended, but is also extremely precise, allowing for surgical incisions when the auto-cauterizing blade is shortened.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, do I by any chance happen to know if this weapon is more so common use, or is it more like a
It's
surgical
rare.
tool?
It's very rare.
Rare. Oh, okay.
Extremely rare.
Oh shit. So
It's like corporate rare.
Oh shit. All right. So I'm gonna
Jinteki
turn to the
corporate
rest.
Yeah.
I turn to the rest of the party and I sort of inform them of my finding. I tell them about how this is an extremely unusual weapon, and especially for this type of supposed random killing.
Yeah. Stinks of corp.
Stinks of a copycat Jack. Jack used surgical tools in his murders as well. So seems he's definitely copying them there.
All right. And as far as I can tell, that was the only type of weapon used so far, correct?
Yeah, actually, because you got such a good roll, there are no other marks. There's no sign of a struggle, no contusions, no bruises, nothing. All you see is the incisions in the throat, and it's been jammed open with exactly what you see right there, and parts of his skull missing, parts of his brain. Nothing
Understood.
else. No struggle at all.
Okay. So I'm informing the rest of the party as I'm sort of making these type of deductions, and it is just overall flabbergasting about how this is, about how much of an unusual scene this is, because it could be deduced that perhaps the victim might have known the person. It could have been that this victim might have let this assailant in without a cause. It could be that either his victim was manipulated or something, but it is absolutely unusual. It is not like any sort of random attack that one would expect.
Right.
Perhaps they're drugged.
So you've got, so that was, you gained 3 holds, and that was one of them. Do you want to hold on to the 2 others, or do you want to go through them now?
May I ask what holds are?
Oh, so just go to the assess page, and it'll kind of explain.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, so it is much like the other... It is much like the questions. Gotcha. In this case, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna hold on to the other 2 for the moment. I'm gonna see how the rest of the group does.
All right, sounds good. So next up.
So, is it fine if I go next?
Yeah, go
Is
for it.
there? Yeah, sorry.
So Ulysses, seeing that Clara is going to go assess the damages, actually starts looking around the apartment to see if they can find any obvious entrances, exits, like forced entries, a broken
Looking for
window,
a break in B&E.
break in, any signs of like not tracks, but like maybe blood was tracked, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
So let me just roll that. Yeah, +2 forward.
All right. You get 3 holds apiece.
So, let me go look at the questions. What do I notice despite an effort to conceal it?
You notice that the body has been placed. You notice cameras in the apartment. The body has been placed in a blind spot.
What would be the best way out of here? Out of this apartment? The most likely route that somebody would take to get out without being noticed?
The front door.
Front door? Yeah, that makes sense. And because I can't really think of any other questions, perhaps this one, is there any obvious, like I said earlier, tracks, something, things being knocked over, a way they escaped that shows where they were going, maybe?
You're pretty certain that the killer left through the front door.
Oh, perhaps we should check the surveillance on this building, see if we can see who entered and left.
Gotcha.
We also have the cameras that are like in the apartment.
Yeah.
Where the body was
wanna
placed
go
in the
through-
blind spot.
I do want to go through those to see if anything interesting pops up.
Sure. So this will be a little bit different because you're actually hacking in. So this will be a synth check.
So do I just roll synth?
Yeah.
And
Ghost, you already went though, right?
Oh yeah, I did already go. Sorry. my
Yeah.
bad.
No, it's okay. We can still do that roll, but let's just do it after everyone else is gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's next?
I check the doors and windows for forced entry or anything else that pops up.
Sure. And who was that? Was that Ulysses?
No, Guy, Trevor.
Guy. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, edge isn't my strong suit.
All right, you don't notice anything new. I think we have Katya as the last one to go for these mass 2 checks, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Trying to think what else. How she's got the thermographics and whatnot. Like, how crowded is his apartment? Are there a lot of other people in different tenements?
There are.
Okay. Let's see. I think what she would look for at this point, given what everyone else has found and seen, is she would head out the door and try and see if she could figure out which direction they went or anything else about them, or at least be tailing them on the off chance that someone can hack the cameras and figure out what they look like.
Yep.
So for her assess, it would be probably outside the apartment, trying to find what she can about the killer, where they went, or anything that way.
And I would like to help her. So, Ulysses would head out with her, also trying to help her find any tracks and the like.
Oh, so just remember, just in terms of how this is playing out, all of you guys are kind of looking at this at the same time. So that if you made a roll, you won't be available to help with another roll at that time. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll roll this. I'm rolling it with synth because cyber eyes.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
So what
I mean-
specific aspects do you want to...
So what do I notice despite an effort to conceal it? Their trail? Anything they might have left or dropped that gives me a hint of where they were going or where they last disappeared to?
Let's see. Trying to think.
I have a feeling that might be another scene transition thing we can't get to quite yet, so if that's...
No.
that's
Actually,
fine.
this is good. You think that there was more than one person here?
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Then I will... Okay, I would like to do, for one of my other holds, what potential complication do I need to be wary of right now?
Let's see. Oh, here's a complication that you would be aware of. You guys need to work fast because NAPD is on the way, even though you guys are short-term
We don't want to get
contractors.
implicated.
No, not that. You guys won't be implicated. But you know that NAPD is a massive bureaucracy, so you need to get as much information as possible on your own before they lock it down.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then I'm going to, I think, save the last hold for now, and
Okay.
she will just call back in. There was at least more than one person here. This wasn't a solo job. Someone should get on the cameras and see what we can find.
On it.
All
And
right.
a quick question about holds. At what point do they sort of like expire, or do we lose the opportunity to use them?
You want to use them in the same mission, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So, Ghost, you're checking out the cameras, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see that synth roll. Remember, you don't have the bonus though to it because that was
Right.
just a forward.
I was gonna. Okay, I was about to ask about that, so let me see.
And someone can
All
check
right.
or help with. Oh, never mind. Phew, okay.
Good work.
Alrighty then.
Turns out the hacker's really good with electronics. Who would have thought?
Okay.
What? That's impossible. I would have never expected that.
So I'm gonna give you guys some information, and I'm just going to give it to you flat. You guys are gonna have to. Yeah. So this is what you discover.
Also, before you continue, I don't know if this factors in. Again, I'm new, but because of the neural interface I have, I get an extra intel when let's see, the interface that allows you to jack into the matrix when you use research to search internally or externally stored data, get an extra intel on hit. I don't know if that counts for anything.
I mean, you've got intel, so you can play it when you want.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
this is what you
Anyways.
discover. The cameras have all been knocked out by an EMP.
Oh fuck.
But remember,
for
you
my-
guys got a piece of information earlier. Remember I don't want to say it because, well, you know what? Your characters remember this detail, so I'm going to tell you the detail.
Yeah.
So, the cameras were knocked out. However, the body was placed in the blind spot of the cameras that were no longer working.
So from my perspective, as I'm checking through the footage, I imagine that it's pretty normal. Then the cameras go like full on static for a while, and then like when it comes back to normal, there's no one on frame.
Oh, the cameras are like just not working at all. Like,
Right. Okay.
and you discovered that it was not just a malfunction, but from what you can tell with your synth it was EMP, like purposeful EMP on the cameras, knocked them out. These cameras that would have shown much of the apartment, but the body was still placed in a blind spot, even though the cameras weren't working.
So are we thinking that
Alright.
the planning for the body not to have been found for a while?
Probably, yeah.
Don't forget the other detail that Katya discovered.
There was more
We
than
know
one
how the body
person.
was found?
So you've got Katya stating there was more than one person other than the victim who was here. You have a body that was moved into a blind spot that's redundant. Someone moved the body there thinking that the cameras were functioning. but the
So there are
cameras
two
were not.
different operatives working here.
There's a lawyer.
So by the way, I just want to
Multiple
tell you
operatives.
guys, you guys did amazing rolls, because imagine if you did not get out all of those details.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perhaps check the cameras in the apartment hallways, see if those are working.
If it was an EMP, I would imagine it would have taken out the whole building. We could check, but... Tommy, I
At
had
least
one...
from what
Sorry.
one could deduce from the group itself, one could tell that these people are perhaps disjointed. They may not be working as fluently as one would think, but it also contradicts with what gear they have on hand, because EMPs and the blade that they used to murder the victim are not
Oh yeah.
are not available to the public. So it's
I have a thought on that. Also, Tommy, could I spend a hold to see if he has anything that ties him to another corp? Either Jinteki or someone they hate?
Sure.
I don't know what that would be, but just looking around his apartment.
Yeah, so you spend the hold, and I don't want to say that this is like a wasted hold, because it's not, because it does like narrow down options. He has no ties to any other
Okay.
group.
Does he seem disenfranchised?
He does.
Okay, no, that's still useful info.
And pulling out.
Wait. No. I forgot. He actually, you do see a Los Scorpiones tattoo. That's what you notice. So not corporate, but you do see a Los Scorpiones tattoo.
Okay.
Interesting.
Gives us another lead if we could find out about the other bodies, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or victims.
well,
Yeah.
Is there anything else we want to do here? Because NAPD is about to come wipe the scene.
I
is
mean,
there
Yeah.
any way that we can gain footage from? Let's just say if it took out the entire building, would it be possible to head to a neighboring site and perhaps hack into their system and see what, perhaps maybe if they had any corporate vans, or perhaps if we could see anybody who entered the building from cameras from other viewpoints.
Yeah, sure.
I was planning
Camera
on
across
getting
the
on
street.
that.
Question.
Yep.
Based on my on my experience with the gangs, can I use my experience with like spots to see if there are any stash spots in the building?
Sure. Stashes of what? Drugs?
If he's lost Scorpionus, I mean,
Yeah.
Could be a dealer.
it would be an assess check.
Yep. You find a
I just
stash of some
rolled
stems.
I grab those.
Ulysses looks around and goes, Perhaps we're looking in the wrong spot. There's a window in the room, right?
Yes.
Look, there's a window. Let's see if there's a camera across the street that can maybe see into the window. See if we can see the crime being enacted. Hopefully they haven't EMP'd the cameras across the street as well.
So checking there, it doesn't look like there was, unfortunately.
Was it just a few grams of stims, or was it actually like a package?
I'll say this. You've got a gear tag now, but it has to be specifically with drugs.
Well, perhaps we should go visit some Las Scorpiones, give them a gift, and see if we can get some information.
So you've got some choices here in that you can... Well, NAPD is going to be there. So, yeah.
Yeah,
But
we should
also-
probably get out of here.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention, Niels is with you as well, and he says,
Oh.
I think that we should take this information and try to sort it out. There's a lot here, but it looks...
Okay.
I think that we've definitely narrowed some things down. But he's actually going to log your presence there, so it's not like NAPD. Once again, you guys are cleared, but it's just that they're
Okay.
going to take control of the scene, and there won't be anything left to get out of. So I'll let you guys do like one final thing here, and then we'll move forward. Oh, you guys wanted to check across the street, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's...
That is true, yes.
Okay.
We-
So yeah, let's do that. So who wants to do that assess check? Or oh no, I guess it depends. The check depends on what you guys are actually going to do to get information.
I think someone wanted to look at the cameras potentially across the street, but yeah, may as well assess from the building across the way as well. Katja could do that with her magnification eyes.
Meanwhile, Katja is doing that. Would it be possible? Does there happen to be like a doorman or of any sort at this apartment complex?
Good question.
It's not a fancy enough place. That's
I think we're in a
that
poor
was a good
area.
question, but you're in Old Town.
That is
Yeah,
true.
if this
Yeah.
were in Nihongai or someplace, yeah, but not here.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Understood.
Is this the tenderloin of the area?
Yeah.
'Cause that's the vibe I'm getting. Okay.
So, Adriana, perhaps check if you can see anything on the cameras from across the street.
Yeah, on it. I'm gonna see if I can access the entire network for Old Town.
Okay.
Someone keep an eye on them and make sure we don't get caught.
I'll go ahead and
I know what I'm
keep a
doing.
lookout.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a. So that's going to be synth again.
Yes.
Okay. No forward.
Correct.
Cool. All right.
All right. So you get a good picture of this spot, and one of the things that you notice is that the power goes out only for a few of the apartments centered on this one, but that went out like, gosh, almost a day ago, like half a day ago.
Huh. So the EMP was not something they did at the moment. They planned this ahead of time.
Well, remember, there was more than one person operating here. It is likely
Right,
that our
right.
killer did not know about the EMP.
Right. Anything else that I can get from?
I mean, that's. Let me put it this way. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually a major piece of info.
Right.
So what you've established is that the cameras went out like at least 10 hours ago. However, the body was still warm when you got to it.
Right. Okay.
Our killer and his guardian angel are definitely not working together. We can surmise that. Or at least they don't know they're working together. Or one does and the other doesn't.
But it does
Ooh,
not seem like
that's-
one is
that's
trying to save the other.
Lots of
That is
conjecture here. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yes.
But I like the thoughts that you guys are bringing up.
Perhaps we can see. There's an elevator leading up to this floor, right?
Actually, no. This is Old Town. No, it's stairs.
Stairs. Is there a camera in the stairway?
No, unfortunately. Just, it looks like this guy, because he was a dealer, had a camera or cameras in his place.
I still think our best lead is going after the Scorpions.
Yeah. They will want to get revenge on this killer for taking out one of their dealers anyhow.
We can
Use
find
Ally
out
in this
if
case.
there's a pattern there. Perhaps
Does Niels
the
know
others-
if the other guys had connections to Scorpions?
That is something that we definitely should check out. However, and he looks down, you guys have received a call.
Oh boy.
So this is
What now?
so I kind of want to encapsulate the time period here. You guys have poured through a lot of information. This has taken time. So you guys have
Okay.
been at the scene, then you moved over to Niels's apartment, and you've been kind of making all these connections and
Okay.
cross-checking them and whatnot. But now you get a call
Montaging.
from Floyd. Hello, independent contractors. Your presence is requested at NAPD headquarters. While technically optional, it is highly recommended. I am sending you a temporary access code for NAPD HQ, Hoverpad 3. Please be advised that valid ID will be required and all weapons must be checked in with security. Do you have any questions for me before I return to my duties?
I don't.
Safe to assume this is related to our contract.
Unfortunately, I cannot divulge that information over this
Of course you can.
connection. He actually does look uncomfortable, like he really does want to tell you guys, but he can't.
Well, if it's
Right.
optional, we're not being arrested at least.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, I'm not discounting your Los Scorpiones angle, but hold on to that. In other words, it's like a big hold.
Gotcha.
And with that, we come to 5-minute break. All right,
Okay.
we are back from our break, and you guys have been summoned to NAPD HQ. However, as you're getting ready to leave, breaking news from NBN. The NAPD is calling a press conference at 6 a.m. Our sources have informed us that the early hour is due to an important break in the case. Our crime news affiliate, Lily Lockwell, has a front row seat and will ask the hard-hitting questions you deserve answers to. Press the NBN automatic reminder on your pad. And don't forget to visit our premium uncensored network feed, half off for the remainder of the month. Viewer discretion is advised. Alright, so
Christ, I really hope that isn't going. We aren't going to that press conference. Oh, God.
Well, the girls any plans to fix.
oh, I'm getting a sound error. See, I knew this would happen. Let's try that again.
Uh-oh.
Rip.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Flying through the city. It's early morning. Check out the sights. It's an amazing town. You can just see the hint of dawn on the horizon as you reach NAPD HQ. While only one officer is there to meet you, above and behind her are several massive anti-aircraft turrets that visibly track your movements. IDs, please.
Give me just a moment. And Harlan reaches into his bag to grab his ID, I guess.
So I'm just curious, are you guys giving her some fake IDs? What's up?
I am definitely giving fake IDs.
Okay.
I'm probably giving them a fake ID given to him from Adrena, and it's probably something corny like.
Yeah, no.
Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask a little bit about this world. Seeing as when I originally came to New Angeles, I might have been more of a more law-abiding citizen. I did have to go through some hoops in order to sort of get my identity changed, but I suppose in that case, would there be like some sort of because whilst I know that our world is not exactly, you know, peachy clean, you know, everyone gets all this support, but would there be like some sort of a system in place for people trying to sort of escape, sort of like, let's just say like a something akin to a domestic violence situation where somebody
I mean, that would be all under the umbrella of disenfranchistos. Everyone has a reason to go under
right
to avoid surveillance, so yeah. So
Alright,
there are definitely people that help facilitate that. But it sounds
Gotcha.
like, for you guys who have fake IDs, I would say, I'll just get well, you know what, since you brought it up, I want an act under pressure roll from you.
Oh, okay, cool beans. I have one in cool, so I can maybe do this.
Oh, I was saying to Clara, since she brought up, it sounds like, you know, I'm basically morphing her question into, in character, her character being nervous about this whole situation.
Right.
She knows her ID is false, and, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Over here. This will be a cool, correct? And no forward, so. Oh shit!
Nice.
Okay.
All right,
That's
so
11.
as the police officer is scanning IDs, just describe how, you know, maybe you're nervous, but you keep it cool.
Yeah, Clara at this point, she's like sort of like sticking behind the group, you know, just trying not to make direct eye contact, but sort of trying to make herself seem as if she really has somewhere to be, but, mask her nervousness with impatience. Because in reality, if there's somebody pissed off, you know, they clearly have somewhere to be, you're not more likely to want to ask this person and stop them in their tracks.
All right, so no complications. You guys waltz right in. It looks like your ID's held up to at least the level of scrutiny that this officer gave.
Yeah, if they look a little bit closer, they'd probably be confused why my guy is named Robert E. Lee instead of something normal.
Yep. As you exit the elevator from Hoverpad 3, your crew draws looks from several of the police officers milling about near security. Most of the glances are mild curiosity, but a few are clearly hostile. It actually looks like some are giving hostile looks towards Niels, who's with you. What's that about? So you're led over to NAPD security. Weapons, please. So you guys have to check weapons.
Give me just a moment. So, like, Harlan opens up, like, a little bag he had on his side, pulls out a pretty long, double-barrel shotgun.
Jesus Christ.
Places it in the bin. Up his sleeve, he takes out a little hold-out pistol, places it in the bin, and then, like, he reaches down to his satchel on his, like, his right leg and pulls out a couple gas grenades and places them in the bin and goes...
It's like this whole long process. Like, the person in front of you just, like, puts down one, and you're like, oh, give me a moment.
The guy at the airport that needs like 5 bins as you're trying to get through TSA.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. And everybody sees him pull out an 1887 antique shotgun.
Fuck.
The police know how many people are in our group?
Oh yeah, I mean, once again, you guys have been cleared, but,
I mean,
yeah.
we're getting paid-ish, so...
Yeah.
Floyd swings by and leads you to a room where journalists have already taken all the seats and you're forced to stand near the back.
Mark.
Good.
Harlan does not look like he wants to get in front of any camera.
Easy to do. All the
Same.
cameras are focused on the people up front. So you have NAPD Commissioner Chen Mai Dan, Peter Edwards, her clerk, and you actually recognize some of these people, or maybe you don't. It depends, but the names will be apparent soon enough. So the commissioner begins. Thank you for being here. As I'm sure many of you have surmised, there has been a significant break in the case. However, before I share those details, I would like to take a moment to clear up an unfortunate consequence of reckless reporting. And at this, the commissioner glances both at Detective Harrison and Lily Lockwell. The killer has been designated officially as the Brain Slicer. However, several news outlets have taken to calling him or her Jack the Ripper, despite several glaring inconsistencies. For one, 19th century Jack targeted females, mostly prostitutes, with only one young male victim as an inconclusive outlier. By contrast, approximately 2/3 of the Brain Slicer's victims have been male across a wide variety of professions. Two, the 19th century victims were all members of London's lower class. The Brain Slicer's victims have ranged from disenfranchistos to risties and everything in between. Third, and most importantly, the 19th century killer did not take samples from the brains of his victims. Commissioner Dan glances over to several officials with prominent Whaling Consortium logos on their suits. Calling the Brain Slicer Jack is a disservice to Jack Wayland, and by extension the Whaling Consortium, visionaries whose innovations have made our lives quantifiably better. That said, we do have a suspect in custody. At this, the whole room erupts. All these reporters are asking questions, but she lifts a hand and points. I'll take questions one at a time. You. And it's Lily Lockwell, who introduces herself. By the way, you guys would know Lily Lockwell. She's one of the most famous reporters in New Angeles. Lily Lockwell, independent journalist reporting on behalf of NBN. Is it true, Commissioner Dan, that one of the recent victims was an NAPD employee? Ooh, at this, there's just like an undercurrent of like, what the fuck? And Commissioner Dan does not look happy. Lily Lockwell continues, specifically one of the coroners who was assigned to this case. That's classified. Next. And the commissioner points to a man in the back. Joseph Ojara, Kampala Sun News. According to my sources, Brian Kiemba, a dual citizen of the United Kingdom and Uganda, was killed by the bioroid he was intimate with. At this, Detective Harrison gives Lily a look, then gives Commissioner Dan a look. Like, this is so plain. Like, you guys can see this interaction happening right now. It's like, what is going on here? Looks like some people have leaked information that was not supposed to get out. So, what would you say that is classified? Next, but Joseph continues. And is it not true that the bioroid you currently have in custody is in fact the property of Haas Bioroid according to the immediate transfer of ownership upon Brian Kiemba's death? This press conference is over! And with that, like, just the crowd erupts again. The commissioner is not answering any more questions. She points to Detective Harrison. Detective Harrison marches up to you guys, and he says, Floyd, your contractor's with me right now. We've got to go. All right. So, lots of stuff going on.
God damn, that was about.
So you have a photo of Brian Kiemba, one of the victims, and there is the bioroid who has been taken into custody. You guys are in the observation room right now. Look, whoever wants to go in there and question that bioroid, go for it. I wasn't able to get shit out of him, but maybe you can. Detective Harrison, that is against protocol. Fuck protocol, Floyd. Haas Bioroid is on the way because of that goddamn loudmouth reporter. And I thought Lily was bad, so just get something out of this bioroid. So, you
Well,
guys have a little bit of time to question this bioroid.
Actually, something I want to do is, as whoever is interrogating the bioroid, I want to sneak away and find a computer or something along those lines, because I want to find information about the apartment we looked at.
So think of it this way, that is one way to get the information, but you're in NAPD HQ as independent contractors. And you're basically on a leash right now. It's going to be very difficult to kind of roam free and look for information when they're already on like high alert because of this press conference.
Right.
Didn't the Detective Bioroid, didn't he mention that we would be given some sort of, at least some sort of information about the case in of itself? Or was I mistaken?
So actually, let's say that you ask that in character and Floyd says, unfortunately, we cannot release those files. You have not been granted clearance yet. I have my doubts on this bioroid being involved with the case. However, he was at the scene of the crime. So it looks like basically Floyd's saying that if you guys can get some more information, or if you guys can share more information about this case, or make a break in the case, you might be given more information.
So, out of character question, how does EMP affect bioroids?
Yeah, actually, that's a really good question.
That is a great question.
It knocks them out.
Oh. Oh.
I kind of look around, and I go, just so y'all know, I kind of talk to both Floyd and Detective Harrison. Goes, there's somebody else helping this killer. I doubt that bioroid in there is the one. He isn't definitely the helper. I doubt he's the killer, because this guardian angel of this wannabe Jack the Ripper, or what, brain slasher or whatever, is using EMP to knock out the lights and the cameras.
Wait, what? Are you sure about that? And this is Detective Harrison asking you, because this bioroid had a charged crystal retractable razor in his hand.
Huh.
And was near the body of Brian Kemba. He was this man's bioroid.
Are you sure that this bioroid isn't taking the fall for someone?
Sounds like a frame-up.
What about the missing skull pieces? Were they found with the bioroid? What was taken from the man?
No, they were not. So, who wants to go in and start talking to this bioroid?
Sounds like you're... well, I would think it's Clara's line of work, but if you want to go and talk to him...
I wouldn't mind doing it alone.
Yeah, so whoever wants to, you can just grab and drag your tokens onto the board.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and place myself there. Where are our tokens, by the way?
What you can do is just grab, click on, grab your name from the journal thing and drag it to the screen.
Ah, gotcha. Thank you.
I think that's how it worked anyways. Yeah,
Yeah.
Got it.
Want to go in with her, Alloy? Be the intimidating muscle?
You know, intimidation, I'll give you guys a sign. I'll ask for a little bit of support. But first things first, let's see if he can answer to a little bit of reason.
Harlan nods and goes, sounds about right. And he leans against the glass and pulls out a cigar from one of his many pockets.
And with that, Clara goes into the interrogation room.
Okay.
And she sits down and she looks at the bioroid and she asks, "What is your name?"
Kevin AP7007.
Kevin. Nice to meet you.
He doesn't respond to that.
So, it has come to my attention that your so-called employer has currently been found deceased, and you are being held in interrogation. They think you did it.
I didn't do it. I never would have hurt Brian. I didn't do it. I never would have hurt Brian. I didn't do it. And it just starts to repeat.
Kevin, I'm not accused. I'm here for the truth. So, let's start off with the basics. Tell me what you know.
And it looks like he wants to tell you, but there's some sort of issue.
A question. Because I'm basically just standing, smoking a cigarette behind the interrogation glass. Can I, figure out what's going on with him from where I'm sitting at?
It looks like some of his circuits are fried from an EMP.
Interesting.
You know something, Gina?
Oh. It's fucking Ariana, by the way.
I was wondering when you were going to say something. I didn't want to be the one to do it.
No,
I
whoever.
say that in character. I
killed
say that
this-
in character, by the way. I'm not mad at you.
Awesome.
Like,
Or killed
you
this guy.
that's fair enough. Nah, I wasn't ever very good with names.
So I pop a cigarette in my mouth and I say, "Yeah, circuits fried probably from the EMP."
I kind of look at the detective and go, doesn't sound like it lines up with how our killer works.
And as the scene progresses, Clara at this point just says, Kevin, take it easy. Tell me what you know, and tell me what you remember.
Alright, so with that, what kind of role do you think that you're making?
At this point, I wouldn't exactly say it's an edge roll, because she's not. I would say it's more of a
Stock.
style? Yeah, fast talk.
Yeah, okay. So
Alright.
let's get a fast talk roll.
Submit.
Oh! So, unfortunately, with that result, you hear some commotion.
Oh, shit.
Shit, how the fuck did Osbyrod get here so soon? So Detective Harrison is glaring at the monitor, and on it you see 4 figures enter NAPD HQ. A dark-haired woman in the lead, flanked by a cyborg and 2 bioroids. With no visible weapons but dressed to kill, she and her cohorts bypass security with a mere flick of a wrist scanner. The assembled police and reporters part as if she were Moses at the Red Sea. The throng of journalists shout and try to follow, but the NAPD officers block their path, allowing only the Hospirated entourage access into the higher security area past the lobby and conference hall. Floyd, you've got the lead on this now. I'll try to stall them, but you and your contractors need to get something out of that bioroid as fast as you can. That thing is their property. I can't keep them for long. Do something.
God damn it! I need to get in there, see if I can fix up that dude's wiring.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
So,
So lots of stuff is going on. Now, this is a social encounter. It is inevitable that Hospira gains possession of Kevin. That cannot be stopped. They have the law on their side. They are one of the big 4 corporations. They've got NAPD by the balls. NAPD can't stop this. However, you guys may be able to find some ways to at least stall them while the rest of you try to get information out of Kevin. So just remember, though, your choices will affect the Hospiroid and NAPD corporate clocks. So really think about and role play what you would do in this situation. This is going to be like threading the needle.
Okay. No pressure. Okay.
yeah, I'm going to go in and see if I can help Clara with Kevin. See if I can fix up Kevin, maybe.
Yeah, at that point, as soon as the commotion goes, Clara just looks at the glass of the observation room, just nods, goes to stand by Kevin's side, almost putting herself in between the door and Kevin.
Okay, so go ahead and each of you arrange your tokens where you're actually at, in the 3 different sections.
Will do.
Okay, let me.
So
get-
Tommy, how just out of curiosity, how closely were we checked for weapons? Like if we had one with a discrete tag that we didn't turn over?
Well, remember, even if you did get a weapon through, if you used it,
No, I'm not saying I'm going to use it. I know
Yeah.
there will be like obviously. That
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I'm not trying to start a firefight
Yeah.
here. This is
Please
more to
don't.
understand the grounds.
yeah. I mean, maybe you got one through. It's just that I don't know how that would help in this particular situation.
I mean, I'm not sure it would either. I just wanted to ask now before we got going.
Okay, so you guys are in position.
All right. So, at this point, I'm going to turn to Ulysses and I'm going to say, there's something wrong with him. He is not. This just goes far beyond somebody not wanting to speak.
Yeah, I know. Keep Kevin talking. Keep him calm. I'm going to try to see if I can fix up some of the circuits. I may not be an expert, but I know a thing or two.
All right.
Okay, so before you guys do that, we need the people outside to actually have stalled Haas Bioroid. So how are you guys stalling them? Like they're
Question.
marching up, and let me put it this way: Haas Bioroid is serious fucking business. And
Yeah.
their attorney is here. She's got her paralegal. You see the net runner. You see the bodyguard. And also, by the way, Kevin is trying to speak, and all of a sudden, his speech is starting to slur. Now, outside, you guys can see the Bioroid net runner, and she's doing something, but you don't necessarily know if that's connected or not to Kevin. So, just leaving it out there.
I was going to ask right away from where I am, because I'm staying inside the observation room.
Mhm.
From where I am, can I see that they have a net runner?
Yes. Yep. Oh, you
I
saw
want-
her on the monitors coming in. You know that she's there.
Okay. So even
Right.
if I don't know if she's doing any bullshit, I am going to interfere with her. I'm going to counterhack her.
Ooh, okay, good one. So the Bioroid Netrunner, all of a sudden you see these holograms that are coming up. She is trying to access Kevin, and she is trying to put in like a kill command. She's trying to shut him down. So let's see if you
Cybercom.
can stop. Let's see if you can stop it.
So
Cybercom cyberware. Can I jam whatever she's doing?
Yeah, you can try. So yeah, let's see.
Central?
Yeah, was that Ghost?
Oh,
No,
that's
no.
driver guy. I have
Oh, okay.
Cybercom
Sure,
cyberware. We're
but
jamming.
before you do that though, was Ghost the one who was speaking earlier?
yes.
Okay, yeah, so, guy, definitely, let's do it this way. Because you guys have a hacker, and and remember, you guys are all in contact with each other. You guys have,
Could I share my eye feed even, since I'm guessing the hacker has a video feed if she wants?
yeah,
to
let's do
on.
that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that before I jack in, I like send a message to Guy and be like, can you do me a solid and keep them at bay? I'm gonna see if I can fuck with that Bioroid's head. I'm speaking of the Netrunner.
Yeah, so while you do that, so let's frame it this way, if that's okay, Guy. Maybe you recognize the threat of the Netrunner, and you've worked with Ghost in the past, maybe, and so maybe you'll do a help roll to see if you can assist with her hacking. Does it sound cool?
Or you help.
What's that?
Or you help roll. Just a
With
regular roll.
links in this case, or
Yeah,
just be
it's a links
flat?
roll.
Links roll? Where's that?
On your character sheet.
Character
Yep.
sheet, it's like right below. It's below moves.
By directives.
Oh shoot, I haven't added it.
That's
So
okay.
it won't
We've
have
only
anything
got
there.
one right now.
Yeah, so it'll probably just be a flat roll.
No, he would have a +1 because he's linked to you, right?
Yeah,
Was he? Oh.
Yeah, that's
if I
not gonna
remember
help
correctly.
for that one. But don't worry, I'll still let you act now. But I didn't want. I do want everyone to remember that when someone's going through an idea, just to kind of like give them a chance to fully, present it before moving on.
Yeah.
All right, so Ghost.
All right, so yeah, I'm going to try to block or basically what I said. I'm going to fuck with the Bioroid Net Runner's head to interfere with her hacking of Kevin.
All right, sounds good.
So what would I roll for that?
Synth.
Okay.
With any
No,
modifiers that you bring to the table with so I'm going to say that there's some options here. It's you get what you want, but there's some drawbacks. So I'm going to say this. She knows that you're doing it, and we're going to advance the Haas Bioroid clock. Like, you have directly tried to interfere with Haas Bioroid doing their thing.
All right. Sure.
But you do block her, so she doesn't shut Kevin down. So well done. Well done. All right, so that was Ghost. And actually, Guy, it sounded like you had something that you want to do a little bit more than just the assist. So back to you.
Well, I was gonna see if I have Cybercom cyberware that has jamming.
Okay.
Jam her from accessing the Bioroid. But if what Ghost did worked, there's no need to do that, I guess.
Okay, so we'll kind of fold it in with you trying to help, but then you notice, oh, Ghost is like, oh, I already got it. So, okay. Katya, what are you doing?
Ooh, let's see. I want to assess them, specifically the bodyguard, but potentially all of them. Again, just looking over them with the cyber eyes, trying to size them up and see if I can figure out anything about them or their motives, aims, that sort of deal.
Okay. All right, what would you like to ask with that?
Where did that pop-up go? Let's see. Where can I gain the most advantage if I want to stall them?
Honestly, looking at the bodyguard, you think that maybe if you actually get into the interrogation room and just try to brace the door for a second.
Okay.
It's
Then,
not like you'll be able to keep doing that, because
do-
eventually they'll be like, Detective
Through.
Harrison, open the door.
Right.
But you can make sure the door is like stuck.
Okay. Then she's gonna give like a cloyingly sweet smile at them and then turn away and head into the interrogation room. And just put down, her boot behind the door, basically, cross her arms and lean against it.
Okay. So at this point, Detective Harrison, he is visibly sweating, and he just says,
Oh God.
Look, Detective, we've been through this before. You have our property. Please hand it over. And he's like, So he kind of backs away, and actually the paralegal steps up, and he tries to open the door. So I need either a meat or synth check, whatever makes more sense, but it's going to be -1 forward because this paralegal is very strong. And he's trying to open the door.
Actually, I'm going to try to help her.
Oh,
So,
okay, yeah, let's get the help roll first. Oh wait, how would you do that?
Ulysses, Ulysses sees that she's trying to hold the door, looks around, grabs his bag full of random tools and junk, and hands it to her. Goes, that should give you some more weight.
Okay, I like it. So let's roll that help roll. Hopefully
Let me
this doesn't make it
go.
worse.
Hopefully.
Yeah, let me go roll link.
Glad you have a bag of ball bearings.
Yes!
Nice.
+1 forward.
Okay, so is that just canceled out?
Yep.
Okay, and could I say, because of the muscle grasp and enhanced strength, get a forward from that?
So I think
Or is
that's
that baked
already
into
baked
synth?
in because you get to use synth.
Okay, no valid.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. All right, then rolling this neutral with that. Bam! That was a 6 and a 4.
Okay, so the door doesn't
Nice.
budge, and
She's
the
gonna
attorney just
Yell
says,
out, try jiggling the handle.
"Really, Detective Harrison? Really? Unlock this door." And so the paralegal's like messing with the door, but you guys just bought your teammates some time, so you can see this door is starting to strain at the hinges. So go for it.
Okay. Keep Kevin talking, Clara. Or,
All right,
yeah,
so
you
at
gave
this
us
point-
your-
At this point, Clara has taken Kevin's face into her hands, and she's just like, "All right, Kevin, you're gonna have to tell me, just do your best. Everything you know about Brian, okay? Everything he was."
So remember, his circuits were fried, so I thought
Yes.
you guys were going to do a roll to...
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I'm
I'm
keeping
happy
you sort of like
talking
distracted.
Oh, got it,
Wow.
got it. So tell you what, why don't we use this as like an assist roll? Like you're trying to do this. However, instead of a normal assist roll, I'll allow you to do a fast talk roll if it's better
Uh-huh.
for you to
Will do.
assist with Harland.
Okay, gotcha. Oh boy. And regular style roll, and no forward, and that's a 9.
That does it. Yeah, you gave +1. So Kevin just says, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I never would have hurt Brian. I never would have hurt Brian.
All right, tell me
Okay.
more about Brian. Tell me, what was he into? What trouble did he get himself into?
He's trying to talk.
Yep. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that +1, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting a +1 from my cyber arms because I'll post what it does into the Roll20 chat.
Oh yeah, implant tool, right?
Yep, implant tool. I get a +1 when I'm fixing or tampering something.
Mhm.
Don't have bypass yet, so I can't do that. So I'm pretty sure I'm getting +2 forward on this roll.
Okay.
And this is acting the pressure, I'm guessing.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
So
Nice.
describe what you do.
Right.
so, Harlan, well, he's definitely not an expert on bioroids. He's definitely helped a couple in his time with the railroad. And so he, like, looks around for, like, would they have, like, an access panel that looks like flesh, but you have to open it up or something like that to get the cybernetics implanted into them? Or anything like that?
Yeah. Hmm.
So he opens that up, and like little tools come out of his fingertips as he just goes to work fixing whatever damage was caused by the EMP, soldering wires back together, that sort of thing. Cleaning up any shorts, electronic shorts, those type of things.
Okay.
In the back of his head. And on Ulysses just goes, "Just give me a second, Kevin. You'll be able to say what you want to say in just a second."
All right. So at that, Kevin just closes his eyes for a moment and just says, I hate her. I hate her. I hate her. And he's just starting to repeat that over and over again.
Kevin, who's her? Who's her? Tell me.
Dominique, when
Dominic.
Brian met her, he stopped paying attention to me. I was his favorite. I was his favorite.
Okay. What did she do? What was she into? Could she have hurt Brian?
I don't know. I woke up, but she wasn't there. And this actually, from what you can see, it's like he's overcome with emotion. Like if he were human, he would be crying right now, but he's not. And that's all he can say. And at that point, the door rips off the handle. All right, guys, and it's Detective Harrison. He just says,
Harlan backs away from Kevin with hands up in the air, goes, "We got a name."
And with that, the hospital-rated attorney snaps her fingers, and Kevin gets up and marches over to her. And as Kevin walks past you, he just says, I don't want to go back. And that's the last thing he says as he goes back to his Spiroid.
Ah.
You
Rip.
people in the room can see when Kevin says that Ulysses gets visibly angry, but like holds himself still because he knows he'll blow the job if he does anything right now.
Right. But you guys did get a
Absolutely
name.
tense. Clara's shoulders like absolutely tense as soon as Kevin, steps back away from her touch, and she's just at this point now she's just like sort of like looking down in her seat, and she's just like absolutely clenching her fists.
And with that, the Hospard attorney turns to Detective Harrison and says, Detective Harrison, I'll give you a freebie this time, but don't have your netrunners interfere with mine ever again. And he's like, wait, what? What the fuck? And so the NAPD corporate clock has increased.
Whoops.
Oops.
But that's okay. You guys got the work done. So
Sacrifices must be made.
yeah, exactly. So actually, I need to mark
Like
that
Kevin,
down.
right?
Oh fuck! Rest in peace, Kevin.
That makes Ulysses
Yeah.
very. If we weren't in the police headquarters and he didn't
Like
have
the worst place to try and do something.
yeah, he would have pulled his guns, all of them at once.
Ooh. Oh gosh. Okay.
Only we could have adopted
I unplugged
Kevin.
myself. Yeah, I unplugged myself from the Matrix, and I asked, so, what did I miss?
Yeah, in character, discuss what you just learned.
Dominique.
I like to look around and goes, Floyd, Detective Pearson, let's meet in the observation room where prying ears, and he like looks towards the Hospiroid people. He goes, the prying ears aren't, and he walks into the observation room.
Alright. So also too, I need to change something because of something that you guys did. But that's a good thing, actually. So don't forget, you also have that Los Scorpionis angle that you guys talked about, so...
Yeah.
And we could see if there's a Dominique that has recently risen to power there. Someone who is enticing enough to lure people away from their lovers would make a good silent killer.
Yes. Yeah. Once we're all in the observation room, Detective Harrison and Floyd included, Ulysses will spill what they found. So,
Dominique, huh?
yeah. Harrison, you got a name. Don't know if it'll mean anything to you, but a certain lady called Dominique, apparently. Kevin said that when he woke up, before he went to sleep, he put his air quotes in there, when he went to sleep, that Dominique, this woman, was near him and his owner. And there's a look of disgust when he says owner. He goes, but when he woke up, Dominique was gone. So, seems to me that maybe Dominique either is the one planted the EMPs or was the killer.
Well, whatever she is definitely guilty of something here.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright,
There's
so...
no way Kevin could have done it.
Does Detective Harrison come in after that shit show?
Actually, no, he has to basically make nice because
Right.
things got really fucked up there because, yeah, he has to smooth things over. So Floyd is in the room with you, and Niels is there as well. But, yeah. And Floyd looks, Floyd is very quiet right now.
You alright, Floyd? You seem...
Do we leave before we get detained?
Oh, you guys won't be detained. Remember, you did transfer
We're under
property
contract.
back to... Yeah, you did transfer property back to Hospiroid, so that's fine. It's just more that it should have just happened, and there was resistance, and Hospiroid is going to make a formal complaint with NAPD. that's okay.
Interesting.
I look at Niels and go, how about you? You ever heard of a lady named Dominique?
No, I can't say that I have.
Well,
It's a French name, if I recall correctly, but
Definitely sounds French.
yes. Well, some of us perhaps will have to go looking then. I'm not very good.
We did discover that tattoo, the Los
Check out the
Scorpiones
last-
tattoo.
Why don't we look for a Los Scorpiones named Dominique then?
So how are you guys going to do that? How do you propose to do that?
I get in contact with 14K and find out if they need sort of Dominique.
Oh, that's a possibility. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't mention this because I didn't sort of like want to break it up, but I'm just gonna say that Clara takes this photo of Brian and she sort of like carries it with her and sort of like slips it into her own.
Oh, it was a digital photo, but you can totally make a
digital
copy
photo.
and just
Alright,
like
sure
pull
thing.
it. So it's like a holographic photo.
I do so.
Yeah.
You're right, Clara. Things got a bit tense there. And
It brought back some memories. Times when I couldn't do shit and being in another situation where you can't do much. It sucks.
yeah. Yeah, it does. Goddamn slavers.
All
you
right,
can just-
so it sounds like Guy is going to use the ability of gaining a contact or establishing a contact. So this is up to you, Guy. Tell us about your contact at 14K who might have information on this Dominique.
The guy that hooks me up with, shit, I'm trying to think who would be the best to ask there.
So remember, the name would be most likely Chinese. They do have non-Chinese working with them, but at the higher levels, it's all Chinese folks. Mostly Cantonese, very specifically, since they're from Hong Kong. They can have a code name.
He's muted.
Sorry, I keep taking sips of coffee, and I'm going to get in contact with Bo.
Okay, his name is Bo. All right. So tell us a little bit more about Bo. Like, who is he to you? How do you guys relate to each other? That kind of stuff.
Was one of their basically one of their information guys. Like he runs like a tower where they supply drugs out of. At least he works there, even though I'm not saying whether or not he's the guy, what his job there is exactly, but he works at one of the towers where they're supplying drugs to the city.
Okay.
So I'm going to get in contact with him and see if he's heard about any sort of Dominique or the victim.
So yeah, you get in touch with him, and Bo just says, "What are you going to give me? This isn't the March of Dimes."
Well, so I tell him about the guy and how he was actually working with Los Scorpiones. Tell him where he was at, and
Well, it sounds like a Los Scorpiones asshole that bit the bullet. Sounds good to me. Why are you trying to find out more about this? Like, who cares?
I can supply you with some party drugs if you want to get together for a bit. And,
Which you found, yes. Oh, really? Well, let me check. Yeah. It sounds like there was some Asian chick with a French name that's been poking around Los Scorpiones recently. Don't really know. It starts with a D, but haven't really heard a lot about her. But we thought she was maybe Los Scorpiones, but it sounds like she wasn't, but just kind of sniffing around. Sounds like she's some kind of groupie. I mean, whatever. Chinese, like, Chinese cunts that, like, fuck around with Los Scorpiones. Who gives a shit?
You don't have any sort of lead on where we can find her.
Yeah, actually. And so he is going to give you, she was last seen at Canopy Flats, which is an area not too far away, actually. And so, what do you guys do with that information?
Actually, I wanna also please let me know because I think I got kind of lost. Are we still in the NAPD?
You guys tell me. You can be back at Niels' flat if you want.
All right. I would definitely want to be because I want to find, like I said earlier, I want to find more. I want to see if I can look up any records or information of the victim's apartment because, from my perspective, despite being a very dingy apartment, he had way more security cameras that a dingy apartment should have. To the point that they had to use an EMP to get through them.
Yep, sounds good. Okay. So go
So
ahead and
yeah,
make that
just like
roll.
any. Okay, well, I imagine that's going to be research, right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, give me
And Harlan's gonna help with this. Basically, helping talk. How do you say your name? Ariana? Ariana?
Ariadne.
Just call me
Ariana.
Ghost. Just call me Ghost.
Okay, yeah, it just goes. Ulysses is going to help Ghost asking pertinent questions when she's trying to figure something out. Things like, did you check that camera? Maybe search this name. Maybe search the brand names of a camera. See if somebody's recently bought or sold a lot of them.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I just want to point out something, because your characters would know this, even if you might not. But the fact that 14K, they always keep tabs on Los Scorpiones and vice versa, but having an Asian woman sniffing around Los Scorpiones would definitely make Los Scorpiones a little bit suspicious because of the relationship with 14K, but at the same time, they're probably thinking, why would they use a Chinese woman as a spy? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, but I guess my main point is that because of the rivalry between 14K and Los Scorpiones, they're very hyper aware of ethnicity, specifically Latino and Asian. So I'll leave that out there.
Wait, I just forgot. You're not the one I have the links with. Sorry, never mind.
But you
It's
can
all good.
still make a link roll and try.
Okay, I thought you had to have a link to do that.
No, it just means you don't have the modifier.
I do have a link with Lisi, so. But it's only if I have to make the roll, right?
Right.
Okay.
Anything? Nope.
All right, let's get that research roll.
Oh no, that rolled fine. It looked weird.
Okay, research. That's going to be mined. No, forward.
All right, you do get some options there. What would you like to do with that?
Okay, give me a moment. I need to look up where research was again. Okay, there we go. So, okay, my question would be... Let me see how can I word this. Is there anything that stands out when I look at the records of this place? Like, who owns it? Who paid for it? Things like that. Does anything weird stand out?
A string of very attractive women.
Huh. Okay.
It looks like this
Also-
guy was a player.
Okay. And I take intel, although because of my neural interface, I think I take an extra intel, so that will be 2. Is that correct?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Don't know where we'll write that down, but okay.
You can just put in your character sheet notes.
Okay.
And on his way back to Niels, Ulysses will kind of lean towards Guy and go, maybe stop by my place real quick so I can grab some things. It may not be the most useful stuff, but it should be somewhat useful. And I'm trying to use my storage move.
Okay, what does that do?
Let me go read it out for you. Basically, I can use mind, and I can. After receiving a job, you may look through your accumulated parts and supplies for equipment that might help with the current mission. Roll mind. On 10 plus, I'll gain 3 gear relevant to my chosen areas of expertise, so guns and pyrotechnics.
Cool.
Or,
So,
9, I gain 1.
one thing you can do is when you've got to move, you can put it in your sheet and just put broadcast so that it's like, boom. Perfect.
There we go.
All right, let's see the roll.
Yep.
Sounds
8.
good.
So I get a gear of either explosives or something related to guns.
All right, sounds good. So lots of information that you guys have: a connection, a name, and just think of it. If you had not done so well with Hospira there, you never would have gotten that name.
Yeah.
So I think it's time
I
to
made
start
a
poking
pit-
around Scorpion's territory.
Yeah.
I may have pissed off NAPD, but what I did was important.
It was.
We'll get over it. It's fine.
Yeah, that would have, honestly, Kevin would have just been shut down.
If it helps us out, the ends will justify the means.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, well, you guys do have the information of the place where Dominique was last seen, Canopy Flats, which is a known Los Scorpione space, according to 14K.
Let's go scope that out.
Yeah, sounds like a place to go.
All right, so as you guys are getting ready to go, Ghost, all of a sudden your cruiser app activates. All of your cruiser apps activate, and Niels is like, "What? Wait, really?" All right, so you see a lurid hologram flickering to life in front of you for when you need a few people to get dirty. Cruiser. However, on your screen, you see, "I'm the anonymous tipster. The killer is on the move right now. I'm sending you coordinates, but you have to trust me. You cannot get the police involved. If the killer hears sirens, all you'll find is thin air. Head here and you'll know what to do." But guess what? You guys are already on the way, because you get the coordinates for Canopy Flats.
Oh, fuck.
So,
All right.
a legwork clock that would have advanced up to 2 has not advanced at all because you guys got that information. So good job.
Yeah. So as soon as I get this and I read it, as this pops up like in my heads-up display, basically, and I read it, I just go, I don't know if we're all together, but if we're already in the car, I'm like, guy, you think you should step on it?
Yeah. And hearing this in the cramped space, like he pulls out his double-barreled shotgun, which is probably about the length, like its entire length is outside the car probably, so it's a bit weird to juggle in there. But he like clicks it open, puts a couple shells in, clicks it back, and goes, "Let's go catch yourself, killer."
All right.
As he does that, what Ghost does is that, because I imagine she sits in the back near a door, she just grabs onto the thing that's overhead, to grab on the car.
Oh shit,
and
handle.
She grabs onto, the handle, and she grabs onto that for dear life.
Nice. All right, so you can see an overcast morning, and you guys know that Canopy Flats is a Los Scorpione space. Some of you, without any spoilers, may want to do something about that information. You're going into Los Scorpiones territory. In character, what do you do?
Clara, she is just going to go ahead and she's just going to reach into one of her bags, and she's just got, just like this casual pair of sunglasses, and herself not too noticeable. She flips on the glasses, sort of trying to hide the fact that, she just happens to be a race where right now tensions are very high.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a good one. Because they don't care if you're Korean. They're going to be like,
Yeah.
"She's a Chino or China."
Yeah. Yes, it would be
Arlen,
China.
Arlen looks at Clara and goes, "All right, Clara."
I'm good. I
right.
appreciate the checkup.
So, yeah, there's still one more person that I'm just thinking, what are you going to do in character with this information? You're heading towards Los Scorpiones.
Should I make? You know what? Guy lives on the edge. He'll be fine with it.
Okay.
You got tinted windows,
He
right?
expects to die at any minute. So.
All right, so Guy doesn't. You don't say anything to the rest of your group, right? Okay, so you guys head to Kennedy Flats. You can hear gunfire, people shouting. As you guys arrive, the Los Scorpiones members look at you, and one of them stares right at Guy and says, "Are you fucking serious? Pendejo motherfucker!" And just starts to fire at you.
Oh God.
So, unbeknownst to the rest of you guys, but Guy has some... Los Scorpiones has some beef with Guy, and this guy recognizes him, so... but it's fine. It's part of the dramatic tension. So, this is one of those cases where I, as the MC, have to make a hard move. So, that's what is happening. So, everyone drag your tokens over to the left of these guys, and I'm going to display an ability here. So, the Pondiero quickly draws his flechette SMG and starts spraying in a wide arc. So, basically, everybody needs to roll an immediate act under pressure roll to avoid being hit. Unless you have a quick weapon. If you have a quick weapon, you can return fire.
I do.
Nope.
I do
Let
not.
me see some. My holdout may be a quick weapon. Let me go look at that.
But yeah,
So
so
I'm rolling.
Guy just rolls up in Abaddon to this gang that he stole from.
Oh boy.
And yeah.
Are we still in my? Are we still in Abaddon?
Oh, that's kind of well,
Yeah.
I would say that
So
in this case you weren't sure if he would be recognized or not, because I was trying to give warnings up until this point, you know what I mean? So I don't want to retroactively take this part away.
But you got a mind link with Abaddon, right?
the way I was thinking, the way I was picturing it, I don't know if this will fit with what everyone else was thinking, that we were getting out of the car when they spotted us and started shooting.
Okay, yeah, so maybe
Yeah.
Guy is still in the driver's seat. Tell you what, let's do it this way. Who are the 3 people that would have been exited? So I'll make it so only 3 people have to roll the under pressure. So we'll say Ghost is one of them, because Ghost started.
Harlan.
Alloy.
I want to make it.
Okay.
I want to make it harder on myself, but would they recognize the vehicle that I'm driving?
Hell yeah! Abaddon is pretty cool.
That could be why they were ready as you were flying in.
It's iconic.
They're like, is this for real? Is this asshole really rolling up on us right now when we're being attacked? So there's commotion, like there's fighting in this building right now.
So
Oh, shit.
you said that if we had a quick weapon, we could fire back, right?
Yes, so instead of the... Oh, it's on the screen. So
Okay. Roll
instead
mix
of
it up.
act under pressure, you can roll mix it up.
So Harlan gets out of the car, sees that the fire, and goes, "Goddamn gangbangers!" And literally out of his sleeve pops out his holdout pistol, and he's going to start returning fire. So let me roll mix up. That's meat, right? Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Less nice.
All right, describe what happens. There's some options here, so...
Let me go look at mix it up. So I have to choose 2. So I'm going to say that we're definitely making too much noise.
Okay.
And...
Yeah, I'm going to say at this point, the legwork phase is over. The action clock has advanced by 1. So don't forget, action clock at midnight, game over.
Okay.
That's a
Gotcha.
very serious option to take, but it's valid. It brings in tension, so I like it.
Also,
So-
you could have Katya get hit. Totally fine with that.
Yeah. I'm going to say Ulysses gets hit because he's coming out the car, sees this, and his first instinct isn't to get in the cover. It's to pull out his gun and start firing back. So he fires, hits a guy, and probably gets hit right back.
Okay. Well, just as an option, not to just override what you're saying, but you guys are a team, and you know that Katya is pretty badass and can take a shot. Like, would it? I mean, maybe Katya does like the soccer mom like arm brace for you. You know what I mean? Like, to take the shot.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying as
Yeah.
an option, but I want you guys to think and act like a team as well, because you do have teammates that can take more damage than others.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of
that's
meta,
fine.
I think, is absolutely valid because it's kind of the thing that your actual characters would be thinking about or be aware of. So that weapon, oh, I forgot to display it. My bad. So 1 second while I get that. It's 3 harm, I'm pretty sure.
3 harm. So, what type of armor do you have, Alloy? Do you have better armor than me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Flechette.
Yeah, sorry.
So Flechette is really deadly to unarmored individuals, but against armor, the armor value is doubled.
So,
she
yeah,
has 4 armor against it, which means it just bounces off.
Alloy takes the shot.
Nice. Remember, you still need to do the harm roll.
Harm
but
roll.
let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
Alright.
Okay, so Alloy's doing the harm roll.
Yep.
Okay.
So let me... Sorry, modifier. Also, I don't know if you do the minus or not. It's either 4 or 5, though, so I don't suffer anything.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Describe what happens.
Well, because... let's see, yeah, I think like you're saying, he pulls out there with the shotguns, taking shots at him, and Alloy sees one of them's got a good angle, so she'll just sidestep, move in front, and just block it, bouncing off the metal and synth.
All right. Sounds good. So the Pondiero has already alerted the Cascaris. They all have Flechette pistols. They're super fast. They're acting as a small gang. So the value that you see, I should have baked this in, but it's actually +1 because it's a gang versus you. But
Oh, okay, so we do one less and they do one more.
yeah, so the Cascaris are targeting, you know, actually, I wonder who they would target. Well, you know what, you got in the way of Ulysses, so they're trying to shoot Ulysses, but you're kind of in the way, so Katya,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
You know, in this case, I think...
Oh, by the way, so the Pondiero got hit too, so he's like, ah!
I think right now, given position of everyone, she's going to try and mix it up, not to take them out, but give either covering fire or make herself the more appealing target. I don't know what our layout is, but maybe just running in closer to him.
Sure, okay. Sounds good. And are you trying to hurt them with this roll at the same time? Or?
I'm trying more to protect the team or just draw fire, but if we get the chance, yeah.
Okay, so tell you what, for this roll, no, but you'll be set up for the next roll to do so,
Okay, sounds good to me.
depending on how the roll goes.
Fair. Okay, so what should I roll here?
I would say mix it up, but I think with you, you can do it with synth. Like
Yeah.
you're rushing in, like you're
Yeah.
charging in.
Need to get those synthetic nerves at some point, man.
Steel tank roll. Ooh, gosh!
Nice.
Oh man, they just see this cyborg rolling in.
Fucking RoboCop over here.
We'll say for flair and maybe for some intimidation, she's pulling out her machete as she's running in.
Oh man,
Oh god, that's scary.
they're like yelling all kinds of names. Puta, Malinche, like fuck this bitch.
Alright, I like it.
So yeah, you've got their attention. So you know, shots are heading towards you. So give me right now. One of the Cascaris tries to shoot you again. Do an act under pressure roll.
Okay.
This is all kind of happening at the same time.
Can help her with that?
I got a 9, so either
Sure,
way.
because that would make it a 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
So, we're basically both giving covering fire to each other at this point. He still hasn't used his shotgun, but he's giving covering fire with his tiny little dinky holdout pistol.
Pew pew pew. All right.
Nope. Sad.
That's all right.
Still a
Okay,
9.
so I'm going to say this, guys. The rest of you can have mix-it-up moves, but because Alloy is taking their attention, any damage coming from them will actually go to her.
Okay.
In this case, Clara, she is just gonna straight up, she's gonna hop out from the seat, and she's just gonna go ahead, run nearby from where Katya is, and she's gonna try to attack with her pistol.
Okay, who are you going for?
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to take out her one of the lat.
Okay, so the Cascaris on the left?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What for to attack with a pistol?
Mix it up.
That would be mixed up. Gotcha. And shit, I missed.
Oh. So maybe you're shooting at them, but you know they've got your number. They've ducked behind cover.
Gotcha.
And with that bad roll, I'm going to add something in. Your sunglasses get knocked off, and they see that you're Asian. They're like, "What? 14K? Fuck them!" Like they're like, "Ah,
All right. I'll take it.
Chinese bitch."
Let's see stuff.
So, who should
Do you
go
like yell
next?
back? You're like, "I'm Korean."
Oh, she does. she yells back, "I'm Korean," in Korean, just to freak them out a little bit
Oh,
more.
nice, nice. All right, cool. Next up.
Game. Let me see. I'm going to fast talk.
Oh, really? Okay. What do you?
I yell, "You fucking idiots! We're trying to help you!"
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. By the way, while you make that roll, I've got cat aggro. I'll be right back. I'm going to pause the recording.
Sure.
BRB.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back, and so what's going on?
Yeah, so what I was going to do is I was going to use fast talk, and
Yep.
I'm going to I'm taking cover behind Abaddon, right? Abaddon,
Abaddon.
whatever. Yeah, and I yell, "You idiots! We're trying to help you, motherfuckers!"
All right, I'm going to say that because of Guy's relationship with them, it's going to be -1 forward. But
That's fine. That's gonna put me at 0, so that's just a flat roll.
I'll be right back.
Ooh!
Hey!
Okay, wow. So, okay. Tell me some more. Like, they're gonna do what you want, but they're gonna need a little bit more. So, roleplay it.
So they said they were they were being attacked when we rolled in, right?
Oh, I mean, can you hear it? There's gunshots firing. That's all happening.
And they mentioned another gang name too. Yeah.
Right. So
So they're under attack. They're like, "What are we talking? Like, we're under attack! Like, ah!" They're freaked out. But actually, now you can see they're actually really frightened right now.
Right. We're not after you guys. We're after whatever's attacking you right now. You
Who
fucking
are you
imbeciles.
after? This doesn't make any. Like, who? Who are you after?
Monique.
And I just yell out Dominique.
What?
We're fucking after Dominique.
Dominique left hours ago!
Oh, motherfucker.
Where the hell is she?
She's not here!
Well, that gives us a lot of fucking information to work with.
Question. Do we do we see what they're being attacked by? Like, is it just another gang, or is it our?
It's inside
like,
the building. You're outside right
It's
now.
inside the building, motherfucker. Okay.
What's going on?
But yeah, I mean, they will let you pass. Like, one of the guys is injured, but they don't want to fight. They are super scared. They were supposed to guard the front entrance, but they're like, "You're not with 14K?" And they're like looking at.
No, we're not.
Oh,
Not right now.
You fucker, I'm Korean!
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Oh, my bad.
We don't
My
assume,
bad.
asshole!
Sorry for the
But
racism.
you're with that pendejo. He stole from us. And they're pointing at
I
Guy.
look at that guy and go, "It was a job, kid." Sometimes you got.
I just say, look, don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. We'll help you out. It's not you we're after now. Please calm the fuck down, imbecile.
Can we run into that building?
All right.
And
yeah.
I,
So
I
actually,
look.
they, yeah, they're gonna move out of the way. He's just gonna say "Cascares, vámonos," and
I give it look at a resident cyborg killing machine as a go on, fucking go ahead.
Yeah. Right. Walking right behind Alloy is Ulysses with his double barrel shotgun at the ready.
okay. So I'm just gonna grab your tokens real quick. I just had to move it away from Abaddon. Oh, I did it too, Abaddon.
A bad one.
It's a bad end to me, goddammit.
Abaddon. That's how I've always said it. I'll never stop.
It's just straight up Abby to me.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Oh, fuck.
We'll
The
go both.
entire building rocks from explosions, and your ears are filled with screams and gunfire. You guys hear missiles. You hear grenades. Like, whatever's going on is massive. Like, someone is taking, like, this is all of Los Scorpiones against whoever is in there upstairs. So, as you guys race up the stairs, I need everyone to roll act under pressure.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. Oh, fuck.
I have a question. If I used up my gear, could I say that I pull out, like, a ballistic shield? Because I work with guns a lot. It's useful to have something that protects against a bullet when you're testing something.
Sure, okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to pull out a ballistic shield using my gear.
Okay.
And that gives me a +1 forward, right?
Alright, yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Alright, so anyone who got 6 or less, you're so overwhelmed by all of what's going on. You're scared, frightened, like, anxious, and you don't notice that some of these stairs are breaking and
Oh fuck.
the stairs just like drop out from under you and you're starting to fall. What do you guys do? So Ghost is falling. This is
I
gonna
would like
hurt.
to make a reaction to try to catch her.
Okay, so that's going to be another act under pressure roll.
Alright.
Please roll high.
Yes!
Nice.
All right. So what this is going to do, that's going to, it's going to be kind of like a help roll, because you know this is a full human body that's dropping through the floor. Ghost, you also can make a check. It's going to be a meat check to prevent yourself from falling +1.
Okay. Okay.
Nice!
Okay.
And you did it with a 10. So flying
Yep.
colors.
No.
So,
Yeah, I have -1 meat, so.
oh, got it. Okay. So, yeah, you guys describe what just happened.
Clara just like sort of like, Clara's like falling right behind Ghost, and as soon as she just like sees that Ghost is starting to fall, Clara just like sort of like of the shirt or of the jacket that she's wearing, and she like sort of just like tries to hoist her up as much as possible.
Yeah, I grab onto like something like firm, stable, and try to pull myself up.
Okay. Good deal. I like it. So, You guys are racing up the stairs. How, like, I mean, you can hear this. I hope you can hear it. But a lot is going down. How are you, like, what's your marching order? What's the, like, you know what I mean?
I am fucking right in the ass, probably near last.
Yeah. I figure Ellie's going up front and got just cyber eyes and neural targeting suite up, trying to look for anything.
Okay, a body flies by you and it's like on fire and falls like down the stairs.
Jesus.
And we gotta get to this address quickly. Do we have an apartment number?
Oh no,
do I have an
this
apartment
whole building is Los Scorpiones. Like, you're not in an apartment complex, so. Yeah. All right, so I see the marching order, and give me 1 second here. Oh, and Niels is with you, by the way. So I forgot to mention that, but yeah, he's with you.
Yay!
All right, so everyone roll act under pressure, or you can also roll meat. I'll allow meat to be used because it's like a physical reaction, but this is disgusting. Like, you know that you've heard about Los Scorpiones and their organ grinding, but to hear it and to see the products of it are two very different things.
Give me a moment. Okay.
Alright, so if you get 6 or below, you'll have -1 ongoing. Look at these rolls. I think everybody made their roll.
Hey! Yes!
I mean, just barely, but yeah.
Ooh, you guys are some cool customers. I want some reactions. Like, you guys walk into this abattoir and you're like, all right.
God. One
this is. I just when the first when Ghost just first gets a glimpse of this, she just goes, "Oh, this is fucked up."
God, what in the goddamn? Like
Clara just grabs the edge of her now very scratched sunglasses and tilts it down a little bit, and then just quickly puts them back on and tries to look at the ceiling.
I like it.
This explains where all the cut out Buffy parts are going.
So, you guys notice a terminal in the room, and it's kind of up to you guys. A lot of stuff is going on above you, but if you want, you have time to search the room and or hack into the computer. But remember,
I am going to hack into the computer.
Remember though, by doing so, you are advancing time, and the mission clock is going to advance. So I just want to put that consequence there.
Whoa, we're gonna find the goddamn computer, Ghost.
Can we split up? Is the other question?
Yeah, I was going to say I am no good in a firefight.
Yep.
Let me handle this. I'll let you handle whatever's upstairs.
Okay.
Will you be okay alone?
Maybe leave someone with to cover his body
I'll be
while you
fine.
search the room for clues.
Guy, you got a gun?
Yeah.
I do have a gun.
Oh, go ahead.
We're both armed.
Yeah. So, at this point, I'm more suited towards close combat. So if anybody happens to sneak behind us, I'm possibly able to react quickly. But I'm no good in a firefight.
And there's a firefight above you. I mean, like I said, you're hearing some incredible, massive, serious ordnance right now. And you also know Los Scorpiones is one of the most powerful gangs. And they are getting their asses kicked, was what it sounds like.
So that means there's a corp here or something stronger.
Yeah.
So, Aloy will start heading up and out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Aloy, do me a
Ulysses
favor. You're off of my playable screen. Go to the left.
Oh.
No, it's
sorry.
alright. But, yeah,
There.
whoever
Up
wants
and
to... Oh, I'm going to do this over here. Whoever wants to go upstairs, put your tokens by Alloy. Whoever wants to stay by the computer, put it by the computer.
Oops.
So I'm going to say one thing about
me.
when, just to get it out there, I'm always okay with people splitting up, but the one caveat is that I won't change the difficulty on things according to how things are split up. Do you know what I mean? So splitting up can do things faster, but it also puts you in danger. So
Yeah. No, I think we get the risks of that. We understand we're going into a fight that may be harder.
yeah. Okay, cool.
And we're first going. Let's go.
All right, so let's do it this way. Let's get the information from Ariadna and Vixen first, but this is happening at the same time that the other three are running upstairs.
Okay.
Understood. Meanwhile, Ghost is down here doing the hacking. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna look around, see just exactly what they're dealing with, and I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if maybe they're behind some of the skull hijacking thing that's been going on.
Yep. All right, let's see it. An assess roll. Or research, I guess. I think no, assess would be assess in this situation.
Gotcha. And that's a 10.
Woo, all right.
Nice.
What are the options you'd like to go with?
All right, here. Let me just pull up the. All right. Again, 3 hold, and so at this point, I'm going to see. Well, first things first. I'm going to check out. First things first. I'm just gonna see. Does there happen to be any sort of like connection with our investigation, such as some of the pieces of the skull, or and although I may not be too talented at it, any ripped out cybernetics that are clearly meant to be in the body.
You do see ripped out cybernetics, but you actually don't see any brain tissue samples.
Gotcha. Okay. For my next action, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if there's anything in this room that is, has intentionally tried to been hidden, such as, let's just say it's, like, for example, any information about what might be, Oh, alright, so I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if I can see any of the similar colors, that was used in the...
Oh, you faded out there at the end.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna see if I can find any of the weapons similar to what was used in the murder.
There are none.
There are none. Gotcha. Okay. And for my last action, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna see... I'm going to survey the room, and I'm going to check out what would be the biggest entry points that might, put us at danger, and what I really should be keeping an eye out for. If there's perhaps a hallway that may have an echo leading with people, that are running down the stairs, that I should probably keep an eye out. Anything like that.
What you can tell right now is the biggest danger is above you. Whatever's happening there is like you can hear a lot of people. You actually can hear bodies hitting the floor.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, it's bad up there.
Gotcha.
All right, so Ariadna,
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah, okay, so I'm heading towards the computer. I'm grabbing an Ethernet cable and popping it into the side of my head where the implants are. And I'm also popping a cigarette in and lighting it up, and I'm jacking it to the into the computer.
All right, cool.
So now what?
Synth check.
Jack in, check.
Yeah, roll a synth check. Wow. All right, so you see files upon files upon files, and you actually see one that's marked, tagged as Jack. As you open the file tagged as Jack, you see this letter that's been sent out to Los Scorpiones, and it is signed by Livia, and I'm going to type her name in chat because I know that in Portuguese it's pronounced Teixeira, but I don't know how it's pronounced in Spanish, and I'm pretty sure she's not Brazilian. So,
Give me a
Clara,
moment.
do you know how that's pronounced in Spanish?
Teixeira?
Teixeira, huh?
Teixeira?
Teixeira.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Teixeira.
cool. So it's Livia Teixeira, and in the note she says, Los Scorpiones, we need to find out who the fuck this Jack is. He has been cutting into our business. He has been making this town way too hot for organ grinding. All resources are to find this motherfucker and put him down.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. Yeah. So I conveniently grab those files and save them onto my hard drive, I guess.
All right. And we're going to move now to the people that went upstairs. So remember, all of this is happening at the same time. And Niels went up with you guys.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
Percy? Niels. Lord!
Goddamn.
What are you doing here? What is it? What maak jij? What am I doing? What are you doing here? I'm trying to stop Jack the Ripper, only to find my little brother standing there with a fucking murder weapon. Oh my god, it all makes sense now. You're back on drugs. You've been helping the Scorpions with their organ grinding. You tried to double-cross them, didn't you? And now here we are. Niels, you know nothing about the situation. You know nothing about me. Percy, luister no fucking mooi for mij. You need to put your weapons down now. Niels, let me go. I can explain later, but not now. I killed over a dozen Scorpions. I don't want to kill anyone else tonight. Tell your friends to stand down.
What in the hell is going on?
Really conflicted. It's almost like he wants to help his little brother get away.
Look, I kind of look around and go, how about this? I'm not taking you in. We're not the goddamn police, kid. Just put down the knife. Let's get the fuck out of this gunfire. No one can talk.
So he looks like he's going to run. And it looks like Niels is about to help him.
And you can hear a click as he pulls out the hammer. And it wasn't a goddamn request.
Alright, so part of the thing here is that you guys can see that Niels is very conflicted, so we might need a social check of some sort so that Niels doesn't interfere with this. He's a bounty hunter, but at the same time, this is his little brother, and... yeah, so one of the things that...
Family does come first.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys saw his bio, but Niels has basically been taking care of Percy. And he's like his dad, basically. And Percy was involved with drugs, but finally got onto the straight and narrow. But now to find him, like, with the murder weapon and fighting Los Scorpiones, and he's like, none of this makes sense. Like, his brother wasn't, like, no, none of this makes sense. He's so confused right now.
What's going on gunfire-wise is what I'm curious about. Like, is there still fighting happening around us? Is there still other people around?
No, you just see lots of bodies around you.
Guy, can't talk some goddamn sense into Niels. Percy, don't fucking run. Jesus Christ.
Alright,
Get him
let's see
so much
the...
sight.
Do we have time to do an assess here as we're...
Oh yeah, absolutely. So one assess check for the whole party, so who's going to do it?
I would like to do some cyber eyeing here, if people are cool with that.
Yep.
Eight.
Alright, so what would you like to reveal with that assess?
Let's see here. Let's go with what potential complication do I need to be wary of?
The window's already been broken. He can jump out.
Okay. I don't know how tensions are and if it's possible, but I guess Ally would start sidestepping to body block the window, basically.
Alright. It looks like that's going to go into a combat check here, but before that, I do want to see the social check with Niels.
Can't talk some sense into him, guy.
I'm supposed to roll a social check? Rolling a social check?
Yeah, so it sounds like this will be kind of like a fast talk check with Niels. And as you're making that check, like, you know, role play it. What are you saying to Niels at this moment? You know, he may have, like, talked about his brother a little bit, just making conversation. Yeah, I had a little brother. He's a little punk and was doing Oh, he was the reason why. I mean, Niels used to be in the NAPD, but because of a drug bust gone wrong, he had to cover for his brother and lost his job. Oh, no! That did not work. So Niels is, yeah, it looks like he's not. I'm going to say that, this is a pretty important role. Remember, you guys have lots of intel and gear and things like that you may want. I don't know if you do, but if you do, you might want to bring it up.
It's like, is this guy sensible? Will he come with us to your pad to talk to us?
Percy's shaking his head no. I'm not going. Niels, you have to let me go. So Niels, it's not like Niels is going to fight you guys, but he's not going to help you. He can't raise a gun to his brother, so you guys are on your own. And we're going into a firefight. Like, unfortunately, Niels is
Oh, God.
Oh, and just like Niels is a battle-hardened bounty hunter, but he is in shock right now. He cannot react.
So, is it okay if I try to hardball this dude? So...
let me put it this way. Hardball is when you're trying to negotiate, but you've just come across a guy that has taken on Los Scorpiones by himself and has, like, laid waste to this. Hardball is kind of do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we're well past hardball, because from his perspective, you guys are people trying to stop him, and he's already taken on people who've tried to stop him. But yeah, we're going into combat. So,
damn it.
Katya, I'm going to say that this is going to be an act under pressure roll to get to the window quickly.
Okay.
And I'll get your tokens over in just a second.
9.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
You do it, but
I'm going
to
to help
say
him.
that, well, let's say this, because he kind of, you know what, actually, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. You can try to help him.
Yeah, because right now, Harlan is just pointing his shotgun at him, so I would figure he'd be slightly distracted by a double barrel being pointed at him.
Right. All right, so plus
Nice.
1. So, yeah, you block him in. And, however, with that, Percy slices at you with that razor. So I'm going to need to mix it up, and it's going to be at -2 ongoing right now. Actually, let me start broadcasting some stuff here.
Okay. Is it because he's 12 feet tall compared to us?
So he's flickering in and out of sight right now. And as you get close, he's going to go for a leg sweep.
Okay.
So leg sweep and trying to stab you at the same time, but... oh, wait, no, I said he was trying to stab you. Forget about the leg sweep. I
Okay.
won't retcon my own stuff. So, yeah.
Alright, so
But
just
still an
to
act
mix
under
it up.
pressure. -2 ongoing, though.
Sorry,
How's
which
that
is it now?
Act under pressure.
Okay, so we went another.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. It's mix it up. My bad.
Quick question, how does thermographics work with flicker and fade? Because we both have, I have goggles that give me thermographics, and he has eyes that give him thermo.
So as you switch over into infrared and UV, it's working in those ranges as well. He's got some state-of-the-art gear.
Alright, well. Okay, rolling my mixed up. -2. Let me type.
All right. What do you choose with that?
I'll take harm, and ally takes harm.
All right. So that's going to be. I'll display the weapon. It's 2 harm, but it has 2 armor piercing. It's like just sinking in. This is a really, really nasty weapon.
Ow.
I'm guessing I'm going to be the one taking harm as well.
Yeah, you were the closest.
Is he in hand range then?
Oh yeah, you'd have to be a little bit closer for that.
So I'll be at 15 o'clock, right?
Yep. All right. So, next up.
Ooh. Oh no.
Yikes.
I forget. Does armor help with harm taken? Like the harm rolls?
Not
No,
because he has
that's-
armor piercing.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, also ouch.
Oof.
I will
Yeah, let's
take the
get
full harm of the
Ulysses.
attack.
Yeah, let's get Ulysses' harm roll out of the way first. So, what do you do with that 10?
I'm going. I'm going to take an extra bit of harm.
Are you sure? Okay, okay.
So I'm at 18 o'clock now. Yep. God damn it, boy.
All right. So, and I'm pretty sure that these are additive because on a 7 to 9, I choose one, and then a 10 plus, you choose the extra one. So I still get to choose here.
I don't think so, because then it would say 7 to 9 plus. If it's 7 to 9, it's inclusive.
Okay. All right. Alrighty. Yep. Sounds good to me. So, Katya's roll. Oh, Guy, you weren't in range.
wasn't.
You didn't have to roll that.
Just felt like rolling some dice, man.
It's
Oh.
emotional harm.
Katya, you may have already said, but what did you do with the harm?
You know what? For now, actually, let's go with the lose use of a piece of cyberware. Somehow it slices at her eyes and fries the
Ooh,
circuitry
he's going
there.
right for your eyes. Yeah. Okay.
Seems especially savage.
All right. Next up.
So Ulysses, he was going to go for the non-lethal option at first, but then this dude stabbed him a bunch.
Yeah.
So he goes, God damn it, boy, and his shotgun goes off. I'm going to try to roll meat to hit.
All right.
-1, right?
-2 because he's flickering
Min-
in and out of sight. Yeah. Now there's. Oh, I shouldn't say anything. He's as long as he's flickering in and out of sight, you've got -2 ongoing.
Okay, let me roll meat. Yep, that does not work. So I have to pick.
I think it's just a miss, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's just a miss. But the thing
Okay.
is, like, it's a miss, but what's not on the page is that means that I often get to make a move in response to that. So I'm going to say that he's going to try to leg sweep you. So do an act under pressure roll.
Okay, here we go. Seven. What?
Nice.
All right, so you are not tripped. You do a little, hop. Oh, I just realized I had stuff for an old system here, so...
I wasn't
ignore
going to
that.
say anything, but I was like, did you run this for...
Yeah, I ran this with Genesis. So,
okay, nice.
yeah, this does not apply to you guys. Very different system.
Okay. Whose turn? Is it Guy's turn now? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's kind of amorphous. It's not like other systems where it's got a strict turn order, but yeah, Guy, if you want to go.
Sure. How do I actually fight? I guess I shotgun now. Automatic shotgun. How do I roll that?
It would be mix it up. If you're trying to shoot. If you've got a gun that can shoot. Alright, so I'm going to say that I'm going to take a hard move on this in response with that miss. He's going to fire at you with his laser pistol. So,
Jesus.
1 second here. Roll under pressure to see if you can get out of the way. And this does not have the -2. That's more for attacks going towards him. Alright, he misses. It catches the couch on fire, though. Behind him. Behind you.
Ah, shoot, that was a nice catch.
Oh, I got an idea. Distract him for a moment, and you can see him rummaging in his bag for something.
Okay.
You want to go Alloy, or?
Yeah, if you're right. I wasn't sure where we're at in that sense, but yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and we'll mix it up here. Yeah, she's just gonna come at him with the machete.
Alright, nice.
Oh, that's something.
So how much damage is that?
That is 4.
4, okay.
And then we have to take consequences, right? Because...
Yeah. We'll have her take harm and something of value breaking.
Alright. What a value broke. Oh, you know what? Cinematically, I mean, what weapon did you use on him?
Machete?
If you're okay with me choosing, I'm going to say that you cut into him, but then he, tilts his body and then takes his hand and smashes through the machete.
Yeah, that's fine. It could be broken.
And, yeah, so this guy's strong.
Yep.
But you got a good hit on him, though.
Yeah.
Oh, by the
Then-
way, I'll give you guys a free first aid check. This isn't actually first aid, but this is to recognize something. I forgot to mention this when I moved in the room.
Okay.
So whoever has the highest, first aid check.
I'm pretty sure that would be Guy, actually. You got the highest cool in here.
Alright, so Guy, one of the things that you notice, Percy has what looks like a tissue transport satchel. So it's like a super cool satchel that is specifically to hold tissue samples.
Hey,
Oh.
looks like this might be the guy. Just a hunch.
Get his satchel.
Next up.
And Ulysses looks around, covers his mouth, trying to point out that he's covering his mouth for a reason, and pulls out a grenade that says Argus Security on the side. And he drops it and runs away real quick. It is going to be a gas grenade. It's an area attack, so I'm not sure how that will affect his flickering in and out, because area attacks are it's a whole area.
So I'm going to say this. It's not going to be -2, but it's also going to affect Alloy.
Fine with me.
Okay. Let me go.
I'll say that you probably backed up because otherwise it would affect you too.
Yeah, that's why I said he was covering his mouth and then dropping.
Although
them.
you don't have to pay attention to dangerous tags on explosives
I'm
or
pyrotechnics.
grenades.
Well, also too, but at the same time, remember, as the fiction demands, and when you're in a close spot, like it's,
Yeah. So
but you're
here
fine.
is-
But Alloy has to worry.
here's that.
Oh, yeah.
And
It only applies to him anyway.
let's roll meat. And then roll. There we go. Yay!
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
little this bastard.
so what are the options you want to go with that roll?
Let me mix it up. I got 10, so it just works, right? Well, it's a gas grenade. It does it makes him roll harm if he can. Let me go look at.
Oh,
the
remember,
tab.
I never make any rolls, so
Yeah.
I kind of want you to. So here's one of the things about this system, unlike others, it puts a lot of the weight of the narrative onto you guys. So I'm
Okay.
kind of holding off on describing what happens by what you tell me happened. How
So
you
this
envision.
this gas grenade rolls out of Ulysses' hand. He backs up further into the corner, and it just violently explodes outward with gas. It isn't like a little the gas starts to leak like a smoke grenade. It's just violent almost. And this will affect Alloy too, but you start feeling really lightheaded, dizzy, and feel like you're about to fall unconscious. It's the quell crowds and the like.
All right, so tell you what, I'll do this. He's still flickering and fading in and out of sight, but he is disoriented, and you guys no longer have -2 ongoing against him.
Yeah, no. But how's that going to affect Alloy now?
She get a -2 persistent.
Oh, I guess so. In other words, the only person who has -2 ongoing is Alloy. How about that?
That works.
Yeah.
All right, so he's coughing and his eyes are watering, and yeah, he's messed up.
Might be a good time to line him up, guy.
And you know what? I'll say that even though it's S harm, just that's taken a lot out of him, so I'm going to advance his clock. So there we go. Next up. If anyone's talking, your voice is muted.
It's Alloy.
Yeah, you either guy or
Could
Alloy.
be
go.
either of us. I can if you want, but if you want to take the shot, take the shot.
Sure, I'll take another shot at him.
Nice.
All right. So what do you do with that?
Well, I'm gonna take my shotgun, and fire at him, and I should hit him in the chest, I suppose. Is there a system for where it actually hits him?
Well, it's more that since you got a 9, you get to choose 2. So if you go to the mix it up sheet, you'll need to choose some options.
There are basically some unpleasant options, but
yeah. In other
you're
words, like you
definitely
got to
welcome.
hit, but some bad stuff happens as well.
if you're firing a shotgun, Alloy's like point blank range with this dude, and Ally takes harm being hurt would make sense to me.
Sure, an ally takes harm.
And there's one more that you need to take.
Something of value breaks.
We could say that the gun jams. You're
Sure.
gonna have to get in close. Does that work for you?
Sure.
Alright. Next up. Oh, how much harm was that?
Do I just roll harm?
If you hit broadcast from
no,
the gun,
it's so just next time make sure to put your weapons into your character sheet because you can then broadcast them so that we can see the harm amount that it does.
Okay, I have it here. It's 4 harm.
Oof.
3 harm. 3 harm.
3 harm. Okay. So 3 harm would go for Alloy. Then Alloy would have to roll harm.
Yep. Okay.
And
Oh, and it hits this guy.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. He is going down. Like, he's starting to bleed out. What do you guys do? And by the way, people from downstairs, you can run upstairs now, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we call them in,
Alright.
tell Niels to, hurry and get over here and stabilize your brother if you want them to live.
God damn. And like, you can see Ulysses grabbing some trauma kits out of his bag and goes, I'll try to keep him stabilized, Niels. God damn it. And like, he's limping over there.
The fuck?
All right.
Yeah, I think by this
Alright.
point we're probably hearing, Claire and I are probably hearing,
Yes.
like, all this going down, and I already got the information from the computer, so I just go, I think we should probably go help out.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Let's go.
I-
no.
Quickly unplug myself from the computer and just fucking book it upstairs.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to help this dude.
Hey, Tommy, real quick.
Yep.
I rolled a 10, because of course I did.
Uh-huh.
I think Alloy is unconscious from that shotgun blast.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right. So,
Alright, so...
Yeah.
Percy's going to die unless somebody can do something.
Oh, fuck. I've got
That-
trauma derms,
So I think that
but
Harlan
that's
already
only
used
2100 or...
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh gosh.
So Harlan, you already used like a check, a
Does
first
any-
aid check, right?
Damn it. Yeah.
Did anyone by chance have the foresight and gear tag to bring an EMT
I-
kit?
I've got useful assets gear. Would that fall under the...
Sure. So I'll say that you can call it in. And
All
remember, this isn't like bad meta, this is good meta because you guys collect
Mm-hmm.
that to use it in clutch situations like this. So he's bleeding out. Don't forget that you got information about the charged crystal retractable laser before. This thing can be used.
Yes, it can cauterize wounds.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
alright, so...
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and... I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh god, who is the best at acting under pressure?
God.
Because I would
God,
assume...
good.
Alright, so, you know what? I'm gonna try to do it myself.
Okay, it'll be a first aid check.
First aid check. Alright, alright.
Let me try to help you there.
And I'm-
Harlan's going to try to help.
All right.
Gotcha.
So we're going to get the help roll first, and then after the help roll, Claire will have +1 ongoing using the razor that she's pried from his nearly dead hands. And
Right.
yeah, so let's see that help roll first.
Yep. Whoa. Come on. Be lucky. No.
Oh man.
Oh, Christ.
Can I still call in that gear to see if I can get any sort of like advantage?
Yeah. What else do you think you brought?
All right, so from what we got when we first were talking it out, you know, we sort of like got some gear from the NY from the
Oh,
PD.
NAPD. Yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
some like skin graft foam and things like that. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'll give you a +1 forward for that. So you've got +1 from that, +1 from the razor, and someone was saying something?
No, go. I'll leave it for later.
Okay, and in that case, once I've called that in, do I just do I remove it from my gear?
Yeah, in other words, like the gear tag is expended, and
Gotcha.
it's kind of like story-wise, it's just hand-waved what happened to it, but in this case, it's just a one-use spray foam thing.
Gotcha. All right, so that'll
So
be
first aid +2.
First aid +2. Oh, okay, thank God.
Describe what happens.
All right, so
He was dying. He
at
was
this
almost
point,
dead.
at this point, Clara, she sort of like drops to her knees in front of him, and essentially thanks to the cauterizing abilities of the knife and thanks to the foam grafts of the kit itself, you know, she's sort of like able to sort of like using her sort of small knowledge she's gotten from, you know, patching up gang members in the past, and now she's just trying to stabilize this guy as much as she can.
Okay. So his eyes shoot open all of a sudden, and then he starts speaking. He just says, Abunai, Abunai, Yuki, Onna. And at that, Niels says, what? Is that Chinese or Japanese? Percy only knows Afrikaans and English. What was that? But Percy's out. And he's alive. But, yeah. And with that, we come to the end of the adventure. You hear NAPD sirens. Floyd is there. And he sees the tissue sample kit. He sees the weapon. And he just says, well done, independent contractors. What's your response?
No.
All right.
Well, we got half the job done. We still don't know who was helping this fool.
What? There's more?
Yeah.
Oh, there's always more, Floyd.
The one that was been planting the goddamn EMPs beforehand. Bet it's the same goddamn people who are giving them his gear.
Dominic is still at large, and also, my memory's bad, so I'm just going to say that Ghost tells everyone what she found on the PT.
I wasn't there,
No,
so I have no
from-
idea.
Yeah, what Ghost found basically made it clear that Los Scorpiones isn't a part of this. They've been trying to track down Jack too. / Percy. If it is Percy. Who knows? But it's funny, I didn't keep the option there that said if Percy died, because that was definitely a possibility. But you guys captured him, so payment may be negotiated now. So along with the creds earned, you guys have a charged crystal retractable laser, a laser pistol, and a tissue transport satchel. So each of these things have their own little effects, and I'll talk to whoever decides to take those. And now with legwork, getting paid, you guys have, you guys did really well, so I think you've got like, oh my gosh, how much legwork do you have?
Is the one segment for my 3 creds?
One segment. You guys did have one other segment, and I'm blanking out that I forgot to mark.
It was it
One
was
of the action clock.
in my
advance or
PD,
whatever.
I'm pretty sure.
There was a
or
legwork clock as well, but that still means you have +4, which is huge. So yeah, you
Wow.
guys
Right.
can do +4. Who wants to roll legwork?
I would like to, if people don't mind.
Yeah, if you're feeling lucky.
Sure.
How do I roll legwork?
I think
Oh.
it's just going to be a D10 plus 4 in this case.
Yeah, you can just do it.
2d6.
Roll 20.
Oh, thank
Or
you. Sorry.
2d6, yeah.
Roll 2d6.
So I'll
plus-
roll it with the space so that you just see it. So.
Alright.
Oh, it's making me roll the dice. Darn it.
Yay!
Yeah!
I
All
can't.
right,
No,
let's use
GMs
that.
can't roll. You can't accept that roll.
Okay,
So I'm just saying, so
fine,
it's-
fine.
So I'll put it this way:
Aw.
Plus 4.
So, like that.
Yeah, alright.
/space 2d6 plus 4. All right, so
Yeah,
you get to choose 3 from the list below.
I mean,
Paid in full, I would like that.
Yeah.
I
I
also
doubt
like
that up.
experience.
We know our employers, so we can.
I would say we do, like, my votes are for paid in full, learn something from the mission, and then either doesn't attract attention or maybe not a setup or ambush, but really I
yeah,
think
it
we have to
doesn't
do doesn't practice
attract.
Yeah.
I'm
Attract
fine with
attention.
that. Yeah, you're paid in full, doesn't attract attention, and you learn something. Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. So, what do you guys think that you learned?
the value
Well-
of friendship.
We learned that corporations, because this gear has to be corporate.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
learned
yeah.
that corporations are basically hiring serial killers.
Or
which is-
making them.
And chop shops.
Yeah.
That
Or
is true.
Yeah.
funding them. There's something bigger here, and the killings aren't going to stop just
Right.
because
But why
Percy's
these
off the
people?
street.
Why these people in at the
What's the connection?
pinnacle of health. Attractive people only.
Oh, and one of
Yeah.
them was the police coroner.
They're
Yes.
taking brains. They're taking brains. They're making androids.
The tissue samples are important too. Yeah.
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 So there's definitely more to learn with Null Hypothesis Part 2, which will be next week. So,
I'm excited.
Nice.
good
Me
job,
too.
guys. And
Thank
we're not done
you.
yet, though. We actually have,
Yes.
and these came up a lot, links. So we have ending links.
Ooh.
Okay, can we divide the gear first, real quick?
Yeah,
Uh,
that'd be
yeah.
good.
I want the
Check
laser
everything.
pistol.
No, I
Because I
want
want-
the laser pistol.
Alright, you take the laser pistol.
Can I take
I'll
the
give it
crystal
back
knife?
to you. I'll give it back to you after I work on it a little bit.
All right, so there are 3 things. You guys get, I believe it's double the creds back. So,
Oh, shit.
yeah, so what you
Yeah,
got
or-
in, you get it back plus the amount.
So we get double back plus the amount. So if we put 2,
Oh no, I think it's just double, so that you get what you
Okay.
put in. But in
Okay.
other words, I need to double check that because once again, this is new for me too.
I'm
So-
pretty sure because
That's
if
okay.
you do pays better, it's times 3. But
Oh, that's right. Did you guys get it pays better?
No. We
No.
got the gear, which saved Percy in the end.
Oh,
Yep.
right. So it's double. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paid double, not including it back though, right? Because that's the whole point. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you get what you.
yeah, so I think like basically everyone made 4, so everyone started with 5. They're going to be at 7, except for me because I did 3. Right?
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah, you
now
guys
I'm at
didn't
8.
push the action clock too far at all. So.
Yeah.
All right. So first up, charged crystal retractable razor. Who gets it? Clara wanted
I would
it.
like that. I also want it.
I mean, whichever you think is best.
So here's the thing. Remember, let's
Uh-huh.
think about this also in terms of story. She used it
Right.
to save this guy's
Yeah.
life.
Okay, you know what? That
Yeah.
is valid. Yeah. I was just going along the lines that I would probably like something to be more useful in the fight, but that is a much better argument, and I'll concede both weapons then.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, you don't have to concede the second weapon. The laser pistol is kind of up for grabs. Like,
I
let's
kinda
hear
want it.
some RP reasons for who wants it.
So Harlan grabs up the laser pistol, and goes, "God damn! I haven't seen something this expensive since I was working in Wayland.
Yep,
Man, imagine the things I could work on this."
that's a good point. He is the arms guy. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So just remember, though, everyone who got stuff in this one, you should defer to people in the next one. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of
I've
like
also planned.
you're like opening door 1, but there might be something even better behind door 2. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But who wants to take the tissue transport satchel?
I don't have any RP reason to take it, so
I don't know. What would it even do? I mean,
Well, let me
drug
put it
guy
this
might
way.
want it.
Whoever has it, this is something that can keep tissue samples indefinitely. So there are all kinds of uses. Let's say that you came across a genetically engineered monster. This is not a spoiler, but a genetically engineered monster that had venom that you wanted to study. Oh, you guys are not going to be able to get it to the lab. It's going to degrade. But I have a tissue transport satchel. It's like, oh, ding, ding, ding. RP reason, you can preserve it. Let's say
Right.
that someone loses a hand. Oh, crap. This is going to be a problem. Oh, I have a tissue transport satchel. We can attach it. They don't have to buy a prosthetic. So, see what I mean? It's like, it adds a story detail that if you can make it work, you can make it work.
Do you have
Maybe
anyone?
guy.
Yeah. Do we have anyone who's good at first aid, like as far as RP reasons go? I think I would have the highest first aid skills, don't I? As far as cool.
I think so, because at the same time, I don't want to be. So, if you would like to get it, I think I vote for you. Go get it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll grab it.
It's probably good for moving drugs around too.
That too, it keeps drugs cool. Yeah. So that's the other thing. It's exactly. It'll be one of those things where it can help out if you're trying to get drugs someplace or,
Is it
highly.
discreet or anything by
What's
chance, or how's it look? Like, is it pretty similar to what we saw on Percy?
Oh, it's exactly what
Okay.
I commissioned that artwork, so that's exactly what. it
Oh,
looks
that's
like.
bad.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
Nice. A lot.
Yeah,
Wow. About it.
Niels
Awesome.
Niels and Percy were both commissions that I did specifically.
Awesome.
For
I was
this.
wondering how you
Wow.
got something that was so like similar looking.
Oh yeah, I was like, please make them look like brothers. And
Yeah, that's rad.
you know, specifically, they're from the what's called the Cape Color community in South Africa. So you know, I specified that with the artist and blah 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 blah. All right,
Right on.
so links.
Okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
think about who you meshed with. Who like, if you just had one more point, it would have made a difference.
I worked a lot with Clara.
Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like so far, even though we haven't known each other, our characters haven't known each other. I think like so far there's been like good vibes between us.
All right. So was that Ulysses?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Sees
Cool.
Clara work quite a lot together.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's do this just so that we make sure that we've got it in. Whoever wants, put it in chat. So you choose another character, and that character increases their links with you by 1. So Clara, you announce Ulysses. So Ulysses increases links by 1.
Gotcha.
And now you can also do it reciprocal, but you don't have to. So let's throw it over to Ulysses. Who
Well-
would you like to pick?
Clara, we had that whole scene when we were both working on Kevin.
Yeah,
So
that was
I
really
feel like-
nice.
We worked together quite a bit during this mission, so I think it would be between us.
Yeah, I like that. Yes. So, do we have to call it out in chat, or is it alright
I just want to make sure that we've got it all like marked down. So just
Gotcha.
like type it out. So just say I choose Ulysses, and then Ulysses, then you say I choose Clara,
Yep.
and now we move to Alloy. Who do you choose?
Let's see. I was also thinking probably Ulysses, just given a lot of the roles were made in close proximity, at least when things got really tense and with the gas grenade. So that's what I was going to go with.
Okay, so Ulysses, you mark +1 links with Alloy, and next up is Guy.
Didn't really work that closely with anyone. Is Neil sticking with us for the?
He's a little bit distraught right now.
Looks like he's not going to be joining us for the next mission.
No, I didn't say that, but he's just a little distraught right now. But if you want, you can say, if you want to be able to affect him better, sure, we can say that. We can reverse it because, you know, I don't make the rolls, but you can say that you get +1 with rolls with Niels.
Sure.
All right, sounds good. And last but not least, I think Ghost.
Sorry, you faded out for a bit.
Oh, Ghost, you're up.
Oh, okay. That's the problem because Ghost, and I hopefully, I think I hope I RP'd it well. Ghost is a bit of a loner, and most of the things that she did was by herself.
Right.
So
well,
I'm not
also think of it
sure.
this way too. This isn't just. This is also about after seeing what you've seen and the crazy experience that you just had. Who do you think Ghost would want to kind of forge a better relationship with?
Probably Clara. Maybe.
I mean, you guys did stay behind while the others
Yeah.
went upstairs, and that was a really tense situation. I mean, you were hearing bodies dropping, explosions. By the way, that was the other thing.
That fight was keyed for 5 people.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah, and but also too, you have to remember that Percy expended a lot of ordnance on Los Scorpiones, like missiles and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, by the time you got to him, he was out. But it could have been. I mean,
Could have been worse.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good that we were slightly slower, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that so that Clara gets +1 links with me. Is that
Yeah.
that how it works? Okay.
Right. And that kind of fits. It's kind of like you haven't gained any links with anyone else, but someone has gained a link with you. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know, Your chilly little loner heart is being thawed out slowly.
Fine. All right.
And on that note, now we come to the actual end of the adventure. And I hope all of you guys can join me next week with Null Hypothesis 2, which is entitled Don't Know Jack. Dun dun dun.
Hey,
Nice.
thank you for
Are we
running
going
this
to-
week. That was
Yeah,
so much fun.
same.
No, it's a lot of
I-
fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for
This
hosting.
was amazing. I love this.
Absolutely.
A quick aside, there was actually some extra XP that I forgot to give, and thanks to Alloy's player, everyone gets 3 extra XP, plus 1 for the outstanding CSI, plus 2 for getting a name out of Kevin, and plus 3 for capturing Jack. And I'll see you next week. Bye.